Well, welcome back, everybody. When we last left our gang, we were
We're not heroes anymore. We're just a gang now.
your
Motley
heroes.
Crew,
You can be, you
bunch
can
of
be,
nerds.
you can be both.
You could be heroes if you weren't just being a gang all the
You can
time.
be, you can be both. You can be a gang of heroes.
Sure, we could.
It's a thing.
I would I prefer the term posse personally.
Posse are heroes. Last time we left our posse. Be careful, you how you say
Yeah,
that word.
enunciate that.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were in the resort town of Summercall. At the resort, uh, so ingeniously named Summer's Call. You had arrived here the night before, stayed the night on your boat, and decided to come ashore the next day, where you wandered upon to this resort and decided to kind of check it out and see what it's about here. You were greeted by a very uninterested centaur man. Basically, told you the kind of rundown of how things at this resort works. Where you availed yourself of the bar, had some nice fruity drinks, and Naruko got lost in notes about studying HVAC. Meanwhile, Professor has kind of wandered off a little bit into the city to see what's what. Around the area, you find a whole bunch of luxury shops and spa services. This resort itself having many places for you to relax and dine. And as a matter of fact, in the middle of one of uh, uh, such bars, a conga line started, to which Narco stayed away from. Was not interested. Anyway, I bring you back to Summer's Call, where the conga line had just wrapped up, and you are all enjoying fruity drinks, especially Ren, very much enjoying apple teenies here.
I believe Jade kidnapped Jeffrey with Nuala, and we went to go find Jeffrey a hat and maracas.
You absolutely did.
Yeah, we're definitely getting Jeffrey outfitted after we giddily finish our conga line session because Jeffrey gave Jade an image of himself in a little sombrero with maracas. So that's happening.
uh, are you going to the in-resort gift shop, or are you trying to venture out into the town a little bit?
Uh, Probably, I guess, go to whatever is closest that looks like it might have things. So I guess the gift shop would probably be the first place we would go.
Yeah, you can go to the little gift shop, and it's got all sorts of beach attire. You've got shorts, you've got swimwear, uh, hats, maracas, cups, souvenir shot glasses, all that kind of fun stuff.
Uh, Great. Jade definitely wants to buy Jeffrey some maracas and a new little hat to go with his other little hat. Um, so she will find some that are super cute and then go try to figure out how much money they cost because she doesn't have any money.
There are little price tags on them.
She gives all her money to Naruko. So
There are little price tags on them. The maracas for the set of two are 2 silver, and for the hat is 3. And it is a very large, oversized type sombrero that kind of like that
oh
Jeffrey could almost wear as like a shirt.
oh fantastic! Then I actually do have that if it's only silver. I have 12 silver pieces, so I can afford to get Jeffrey a gift.
All right.
So uh, Jade doesn't know how to haggle and would be way too stressed out to try to do that. So she will just pay the money to get Jeffrey his presents.
5 silver. You have Jeffrey a little hat and a set of maracas. The hat kind of like droops over his head, almost down to like where his face tentacles are. He's still able to walk around. Somehow it seems like he can still see where he's going. But you see, he's just kind of like toddling around the resort now, and he's got these maracas that he's just kind of like alternately shaking.
Jade is having a very grand time and clapping as she follows Jeffrey around while he shakes his maracas. So that's what Jade's doing right now. I don't know where she went because she definitely, as the conga line crowd was disappearing, left with the crowd. So She's wherever she's at while that's happening.
I mean, it's a little gift shop on property. It's not far away. You can kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, everything is within eyesight. I mean, you can, you can easily find your way back and around, and everyone can kind of easily see, where it is you've gone off to, and they're kind of like wandering around this kind of like outdoor, loungy resort area.
Excellent.
As you leave the gift shop, Jeffrey just kind of he toddles around to where the rest of the party is currently sitting, assuming everyone is together, and he'll come up to Professor and kind of like stop in front of Professor and look up. And Professor, you cannot see his eyes, his face, just his little face tentacles kind of sticking out from the bottom of the sombrero. He looks up at you and shakes both maracas at you twice.
They give you a means to make noise.
More shaking.
Jade comes running up after Jeffrey. It just goes, look what I was able to get Jeffrey. He's so excited and he's so cute. And she picks Jeffrey up and she hugs him.
The professor just kind of like his eye twitches a little bit, like, well, as long as everybody's happy, then.
Yeah, he really wanted them, and he's done such a good job, and then he died for a little bit, and you deserve a present when you come back. So he's got a little present and a little hat. That's a little bit of a big hat, but you grow into it, right, Jeffrey?
Shake, shake, shake.
Jade just laughs.
All right. Well, good. Jeffrey, did you say thank you?
He shook his maracas.
Oh, is that what that means?
You see, Jeffrey kind of turns to you, Jade. He puts he hands the maracas off to his two of his face tentacles, and with his free hand, kind of tips his hat a little bit in your direction, and then out of his little petticoat thing that he wears, he pulls out a small bowl of strawberries and starts munching on them.
Where did you... Is that a spell? Are you conjuring those, or do you just carry them? How are they not spoiled? Or corrupted? Or how...
He makes new... I came back with a gift, and he makes new strawberries every time.
You celebrate with strawberries that you conjure from nowhere.
Jeffrey offers you the bowl of strawberries.
Can you continue to... He pulled his hand out to take the bowl.
He hands it off. He gives it to you.
Can you make more?
Reaches into his petticoat, pulls out another one.
He offers his other hand.
Gives it up.
Can you make more?
Reaches in with his other hand, pulls out another bowl.
He puts both bowls on the table and offers to take that one.
Jeffrey shakes his head, pops a strawberry in his mouth.
And just one more.
Jeffrey takes a strawberry out of the bowl and offers just the strawberry to you.
He'll take the strawberry, pop it into his mouth, and he's like, no, but do you have another bowl in there? Can you conjure another one? I just need to know the limits of whatever this is, because there are possibilities here.
Jeffrey kind of tips his head forward. You see his face tentacles shake the maracas, kind of like agitated towards you.
Fine. But just so you know, if you are actually conjuring these and there is no limit or the limit is much higher, I'm sure there's a market here. We could use some strawberries. And if we sell the strawberries, we can make some money and get all kinds of maracas and things that we need.
Today's not a day for work, Professor. It's a day for fun. Jeffrey has strawberries and maracas.
It's not work. It's really a game. A means to an end. Because where you have strawberries here, if you want something over there, give the strawberries, get the thing over there.
Jeffrey, can I pick you up?
Jeffrey just kind of looks up at you and he would be blinking, but you can't see that under the sombrero.
Kai, you didn't say no, so I'm gonna pick you up. And she picks him up. We're gonna go over this way and have fun with our maracas and strawberries.
Professor just sort of leans back in his chair and just picks up one of the bowls he took from Jeffrey and starts munching on them. They are pretty good.
She's gonna go find Naruto. Naruto's still inside, right? In the air conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Narco's in the air conditioned dining patio thing.
So Jade will go into go inside with Jeffrey, just like holding Jeffrey on her hip, with his little maracas and his sombrero, and goes to find Naruto to show him off.
Oh, you dressed up Jeffrey.
Yeah, look, his hat is so cute, and he has got little maracas, and he was dancing. The professor keeps trying to make him make strawberries, so I thought I'd bring him in here.
Oh, okay.
Do you want a sombrero too? I'll have a couple more silver. I could get you a matching hat. We could have matching hats. My hat would be different, but you two could have matching hats.
Naruto, staring at the Jeffrey hiding behind the sombrero, says, I think I'm quite all right without an extra hat, Jade. But thank you for the offer.
Do you want a maraca then? Jeffrey, shake it. Show her how fun it is.
Jeffrey shakes.
See? It's just delightful.
Well, if Jeffrey is on maraca duty, I don't need to impinge on his market there.
Why is everyone talking about markets?
But I see. We've only just arrived, and you're already enjoying yourself immensely, Jade. I'm happy for you.
It's been lots of fun so far already. Are you having fun in here? You're by yourself. You can come sit with us outside, where it's warm.
Oh no, that's all right. There was something interesting in here that I wanted to take some notes on.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, well, I've had my meal and I've done what I needed to here, so I was going to see what other activities we were wanting to pursue today.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be outside then.
Yeah, Naruto gathers up her materials and follows Jade out.
Come back outside with everybody.
What are Yuki and Ren up to as this is kind of going on?
In typical cat fashion, Yuki has found a lovely, glorious sunspot. She is not only sound asleep, but she is doing that cat thing where they're like on their back with a belly up and kind of like head almost upside down, just like enjoying the sunshine.
Third apple genie with extra apple.
I'm imagining a like shallow martini glass with like a tiny bit of gin in it, and then just a whole apple just put on top, just sitting in it.
Perfect.
Sliced up green apples all at the bottom.
They're happy to keep serving it to you as much as you like. Yeah, so pretty much the morning goes by. It's very relaxing here. The staff is ready, willing, and able to serve whatever it is you are looking for: food, drink, any other kind of amenities, robes, bath towels, or not bath towels, but beach towels, umbrellas, chairs if you want to hang out on the beach. How does the gang want to kind of spend their lazy beach morning?
I think Jade is joining every dance that happens, whatever the little pamphlet said that was going to be an activity. So I think she's doing all of those activities. Most of them are definitely for kids.
So it's like Jade and a bunch of like like
12-year-olds.
like preteens and like kids that are just kind of like all into the beach activities. There are like there's like sandcastle building and like
Yeah.
burying each other in the sand, and there are various water events.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what Jade's doing the whole day.
Other things available. There's like beach volleyball. You've got like table tennis, and of course, in the more adult areas, the drinking games. Your flip cup, your beer pong.
Quick, everybody use all their inspirations to win the beer pong tournament.
Uh, is everyone kind of hanging out for the morning, or is anyone looking to go uh, kind of explore into the town or anything like that?
I think Naruko she's trying to give herself a bit of a free day here because they have not received any prior information about shenanigans that require, you know, proper investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jade is doing kids' corner beach activities, Naruko will probably stay nearby her. She's not going to join into those, but she will keep herself within eye shot. You know, be there whenever Jade excitedly comes over to tell her about the latest thing they did. Uh, she's not really a swimmer, and she doesn't really like to just lay down and like lounge in the sun. So Naruko is probably going to make her own enjoyment with sandcastle construction. A very, very serious sandcastle.
Nice.
An architectural marvel.
Jade just tries to make hers super big. With a bunch of the kids. They find a crab that can live in it, and they crown him the king of the crabs. It's a whole production.
Very cool. Sandcastle construction, kitty activities, cats sleeping in the sun, Red enjoying apple teenies,
Cat's gonna cat.
cat's gonna cat.
How many apple teenies does Bren get through?
How many apple teenies does Red want to get through?
How many con saves does Ren want to do today?
Oh my god.
Apparently we're gonna stop at 13.
Jesus, you rolled a D100.
Oh my god.
You got a break!
Cadriel approves of this.
Give me a con saving throw, Red.
Okay, wait. Oh, that's not great.
It's you're starting to feel it, but you're managing to kind of stay on your feet here. Keep
Yeah, because I got 4 of them.
Professor, any activities you're looking to get yourself involved with?
No, I don't think so. I think he's probably just sitting around, not really doing much of anything. He's just kind of watching people go by. His thoughts are kind of churning with what other kind of things can he learn here. But this place so far seems pretty one-dimensional in the type of activities that happen here.
Well, yeah, I suppose that is kind of a little bit on the mark. Uh, but the morning goes by. You guys have a relaxing time, kind of doing whatever it is you want to do with really no agenda. Nothing really kind of disturbs your peace or rest here until about afternoon. Kind of off in the distance, over the horizon, you start to see some ships approaching. And from those ships, you hear a horn blow, and you hear the ringing of the ship's bell. There's about three of these ships kind of coming towards the port from the horizon. And as the horn blows and the ship's bell rings, there is another bell that is kind of like on a steeple on top of the uh, resort that also begins to bong. And as it does, you see the other patrons around you kind of start looking around. You start to see some excited faces. You start to see some kind of like that nervous energy, kind of not scared, but like thrilled, like anxious, like waiting for something to happen. And you see these ships start to approach the shore from the horizon. What do you guys do?
Uh, Jade is going to be looking at the kids to see what they're doing. What are the kids doing? The little kid she just buried in the sand, and the other one who's become the new crab king that's in the sandcastle that they built together.
See some of them kind of like pop their heads up. They look out over the horizon. They kind of like look around, and you see they all start kind of fishing for uh like whatever bags or whatever else that they have on them that can like hold things. And you see they kind of start taking out their little trinkets. Some start to kind of get up and they go in towards the resort, like towards wherever their parents are. But there are others that are kind of like sat on the sand, kind of watching the horizon.
Uh, Jade will help dig out whatever kids are still in the sand, and then she'll rush off to meet with everybody else wherever they're sitting. I think the pirates are coming.
I think hearing all the bells and all the stuff, Yuki would have gotten roused from her sleep, and she would have gotten up and made her way to where everybody else is, to kind of just be by them should anything go wrong. I think you're right, Jade. I think the pirates are on their way.
It's exciting. I have
It
my
is
little thing. I have my bracelet. This is the thing that I got from Craig. She'll put the bracelet on so that it's out.
Yep, Yuki will take out from her pocket the big gaudy ring that she was given by Craig and put it on. So it is also out and ready to be swiped by pirates.
Ren will join them with his latest appletini with extra apple, and he will place the necklace that he was handed on the table beside him so it can be easily collected. I am still uncertain about this custom. Why is this an entertaining time?
I don't know, because it's different, I guess.
Hmm.
Pirates are typically associated with fear and with obviously pillaging and such. And I think this is a very good way to expose people to, she's going to use air quotes and say, piracy in a safe and accessible way.
So they are teaching them to be less afraid of something they should be afraid of.
Exactly.
Let's see. This seems quite foolish. But carry on.
Yuki's going to look at your appletini and say, what number is that, Fred?
I stopped counting.
Yuki smiles and says, probably a wise choice.
It usually is. We are on a break today.
So with that, you see some of the as the ships start to encroach closer. You hear the horn get louder. You hear a booming sound coming in the distance from the ship, and you more actually feel it uh, like a percussive hit. And kind of little ways offshore, you see a large splash uh, in the water itself. Um, Anyone who would like to may make a perception check.
Ooh, okay. It's a 24 perception for Jade.
So, Renyuki, Naruko, Jade, you hear this booming noise. You feel the percussive uh, blast kind of in your chest a little bit as you hear this thing go off. You see the splash, and as you kind of look out where the ships were, you see that there's a bit of what looks to be smoke coming from the ship, and you all kind of clock this as cannon fire. Professor, you're kind of not paying attention, so you don't really notice right away, but the blast sounded pretty loud.
What in the blazes was that?
I think that was a cannon.
Are they firing on each other? Where are they firing cannons for? What was that?
Maybe it is
It's
part of the show.
Yeah, it's over there. And she's gonna point at the ships, thinking he just didn't see them.
Kind
That
of
one. That one did it.
squints in that direction. Like, do they look like they're advancing together, or do they look like they're at odds with each other, just based on ship positioning?
They're advancing together. There's like 3 of them in formation. They're all heading towards the shore.
Has there been any follow-up, like splash or crash of a cannonball?
Well, there was a splash of water off the coast. Presumably,
Okay.
the cannonball firing into the water.
Okay. That, I mean, that doesn't really seem all that safe for a show, but hey, it sure feels authentic.
As you say that, some of the resort staff kind of comes by with short swords drawn, and they look at you and they say, "Of course, it's not safe. It's a pirate raid!" And they all kind of start rushing to the beach. There's about half a dozen of them.
We were told not to fight them, right?
Correct. And Yuki
That
will
is
sit
correct.
crisscross applesauce next to Professor on his chair. Like on the ground next to Professor.
Kind of
Yeah.
slouches even further back into his chair and kind of pops his collar up to sort of block the breeze from hitting his neck, and he's like, all right.
From about
Uh,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Ren will remove the small umbrella from his drink and pop it into the professor's hair and go, ha 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 ha.
Boy,
I
Ren, you
like
really are a jokester when you're drunk, aren't you?
I believe it compliments your eyes well.
What color is the umbrella?
It is pink.
Of course it's pink. He kind of just like wiggles his eyebrows.
The ships begin to come closer to shore, and as they get about 100 feet away from the shoreline, you see there are sparks of magic that go off, and kind of appearing on the shoreline as if like through like a misty step type spell. You see a bunch of these guys start showing up on the beach,
Ooh.
and you see they all call out, "Oi! In the name of the dread pirate Lissa and the pirate queen Lorelei, this is a raid!" And
Lola's here.
the the resort staff kind of raise their swords and they say, "You'll never get past us, you dirty pirates!" And they kind of start clashing. And you see on the beach, there's kicking and there's flipping and there's swords clashing all around. One by one, you start seeing these pirates there, kind of fighting off the defense of the resort staff. One by one, you kind of see, and actually have again. Everybody, give me either a perception or an insight check on this one.
Perception or what?
Or
Insight?
insight.
Okay. I will do insight. It's a dirty 20 for Jade.
Ooh. So I think
Ooh, Narco.
I think Ren and Narco are the only ones that pick this up. As you, the rest of you, as you see this fierce fighting on the beach, there's swords clanging, there's howling, there's yelling. You see the crowd around you is kind of getting excited. Some bouncing in their chairs. Others have that look of like amused fear, almost kind of like going through like a haunted house, like kind of scared face. You know what I mean? As this fighting goes on, and you hear whooping and hollering and cheering. Some for the staff, some for the pirates from the crowd around you. Um, you see one by one the pirates begin to run the staff through with their blades, but Ren and Narco, I think, are the only ones that actually pick up that these aren't actually like damaging blows. This is definitely like stagecraft that's going on. Like there's no one's actually getting pierced or punctured or sliced or anything like that. They're just kind of they're acted, you know. These guys are acting like they're getting run through. But the rest of you, it looks pretty fucking real.
So I think Yuki seeing this, knowing in her mind that it is not real, I think she's still not really over getting shot a lot with arrows and getting dropped by the dudes, the bros, the do bros. I think all of the fighting is catching up with her. And she doesn't want to admit it, but I think as she sees them getting run through, she has like a flash of running through the streets, bleeding out and fearing that she was going to die and nobody will find her body. And then she flashes back to the show and the pirates, and she puts on a fake, unconvincing smile, um, hoping that nobody kind of clocked her momentary traumatic flashback.
Give me a deception roll.
Okay. Hang on, I have May on me. Ugh. Stay there, May. Okay. Deception. She's not very deceptive.
Absolute poof.
Yeah, I would think no roll required. With any of your passive insights, you can see that Yuki is internally freaking out.
Ren will start commenting on the battle. That is effective stagecraft. Notice how they move their body in such a way that it hides the blade, and then they act in such a way that you are convinced that it has pierced them. I believe the individuals at the siren could learn more about this. However, this is not their typical fare when it comes to entertainment. Don't you agree, Yuki?
Yes. It's very entertaining.
It is quite realistic, but indeed harmless. Isn't that right, Char Char? He says, looking at the cat that's still attached to his front.
And a little baby Bjorn.
In a little baby container. Char Char's just like that.
God.
I can't.
Definitely picked up like a Summer's Call like branded little hammock to keep the cat in.
Yes. It's got like
It's got an umbrella on it too.
yeah, it's got like embroidered tropical flowers
Absolutely.
and a
Amazing.
pirate sword.
Char Char is ready to fight the pirates.
Amazing.
The professor will reach over to Yuki and kind of lay a hand on her hand reassuringly, and he kind of like almost like sleight of hand palms it a playing card into her hand.
When you touch her hand, she jumps slightly, then realizes that it's you, and will look at the playing card.
As soon as she looks at it, she sees that there's a spell form embedded on it, and the spell goes off.
Oh
and
no.
it's calm emotions.
I was like, oh no.
It is a charisma save.
Yuki will fail the save.
All right.
Right? That's how I do that, right? She chooses to fail the
Yeah,
save and she's
yeah.
calmed.
You can
Yay!
absolutely choose to fail any save,
Look
basically.
at me doing D&D things. Only 7 years in. I'm just kidding.
It's only been 3.5.
Okay, that's fair.
Talking in cat years.
Ooh,
Ooh,
well,
fair.
cat
Fair.
years. So, Professor Yuki, do you want to describe what happens when this calm emotions goes off?
I think the effect from the card is the spell form that's sort of emblazoned over the surface of the card kind of glows for just like an instant as the spell kicks off and then sort of fizzles away. And you see it's kind of like a queen of hearts underneath. But this happens, this sort of wave of calmness will sort of rise up through her hand in her arms and really settle in around her chest and her core. And it's just sort of it would really bring her to that sort of similar feeling of balance and centeredness you get from intense meditation.
I think Yuki turning the card over as the spell goes off, you'll see the flash reflect in her eyes, and very quietly, as the spell takes hold, you hear her start to purr very softly, and she defloofs.
He just kind of winks at her and just kind of flips the card back into his sleeve and pats her hand.
She nods silently back at him and is a thank you. Continuing purring, of course.
I think Jade has been so caught up in watching the fight that's happening on the beach that she misses this interaction, unfortunately. Because as soon as the swords come out and the people start shouting, like her eyes are locked on that, and she's holding tight to Nuala's hand, and her other hand is like on Yuki's leg too. Just because as soon as this happened, she settled down with them. So um, I think she misses that Yuki has this moment, but Jade's hand is like just unconsciously like kind of petting Yuki, not necessarily for her own comfort, but for both of them. Like picking up a little bit on this shared little bit of anxiety that the two of them seem to have together, as just like a more of a we're here together kind of moment, and just trusting that this is all a play, like she was told it was going to be, but definitely ready to cast a spell to help someone if someone actually gets hurt.
Yeah.
Like one of those people like at the stage hands, like, yeah, Chad's done this 17 times, but in case he does actually break his leg, we're here, we got it. you know.
Even Evil Knievel had a crew ready to support him if he
Yeah.
fucked up. You would absolutely, if you have your hand on her leg, you would absolutely feel her relax. Maybe not the jump and the tense, but feel like her relaxed and hear her purring. Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, so she'll just keep like stroking Yuki's fur.
Yeah.
So, as the last of the uh, last of the resort staff kind of stage dies, you see there are hoots and hollers coming up from the pirate crew. Some shooting guns up into the air. There's kind of a group of them that kind of goes off to where the resort cabins are, and they start knocking on doors and kind of like knocking on windows, and you hear shouts and screams and laughter of, well, you can't really tell if it's delight, anxiety, thrill, maybe a mixture of all of them. Off to one side, you see a this blue skinned tiefling pirate, kind of goes off to where some of the kids are gathered. She has a satchel with her, and she kind of leans down, and you kind of you can see that she's talking to these kids. So you can't really hear what they're saying, but you see the kids are kind of like jumping in place, and they're putting their resort, tchotchke into the bags, and you kind of hear afterwards as she's walking away, the pirates say, "All right, now which ones of you little darlings would like to become pirates like us?" And you see half of the kids start jumping and cheering and screaming. One starts to try to like follow her. Do you guys do anything in that moment as you watch?
Real pirates? Are they becoming real pirates, or is it fake pirates?
Nariko, remembering the whole quote unquote pirate daycare program, he's not really down with the kids getting kidnapped, even if it's a very friendly kidnapping. So she'll sort of step over in the general direction towards this one child that's like running after the pirates. And she says, "Oh no, but if you go to follow the pirates, you won't get to meet the Mystic Mechanicus." And right at that point, Arby sort of swings forward and does a little sort of wheelie in the sand in a dramatic entrance with their special guest, Shield Guy.
Shield guy!
Do you have to roll to see if the kids know who the Mystic Mechanicus are and if they care?
Well, that's why I hedged my bets by also mentioning Shield Guy. I don't know which has the broader appeal with the younger demographic.
So I did just roll. And you see this little kid's eyes light up. And she says, "Shield Guy!" And she kind of like hugs Arby.
Oh, I love it.
Arby will immediately scoop up the kid in one of his giant mechanical arms and sort of hoist the child up on the shoulder and sort of like pump up his shield as he sort of leads the children away from the pirate gang.
The tiefling pirate kind of smirks a bit, jingles her satchel, and says, "Well, maybe next time then." And she kind of starts wandering off back to the ship. Meanwhile, this handsome-looking fellow
Oh, God.
comes over to where you all are sitting, and he has what does he have? He's got a long sword that he kind of like points out menacingly in your direction. He holds his satchel in his other hand. And he says, "Congratulations, you've just been raided. Let's see the treasure now."
Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. I've gotta untangle herself from Yuki and Nuala, and holds out her bracelet.
There it is.
Thank
Yuki
you.
will hold out her ring.
In the bag.
She will toss it in the bag.
Just drop it in.
There you go. Comes over to Nuala, who I guess
Probably also
would probably go along with it.
just goes along with it.
Comes up to
Do you
where
do this every day?
he kind of grins and he says, "Come back tomorrow and find out."
Okay.
He comes up to where Ren and Professor are, holds his satchel out, kind of brandishing his longsword menacingly. He says, "In the bag, come on, let's see that treasure, right?"
The professor drops his little treasure into the bag, and he's like, "Out of curiosity, what's the benefit like doing all this? Do they pay you well? Honestly, these things can't be worth all that much."
Kind of jingles his bag full of treasures, and he says, "I do all right."
Good.
Do you want to be a
Clearly.
pirate?
I suppose not a lot of out-of-job benefits outside of, what do you get, free drinks or something?
Oh, anything you can take is free, of course.
Oh yes, course, you're a pirate and whatnot.
Do you have any strawberries left in the bowl that you have?
There's like one left.
He takes the strawberry from your bowl.
He's gonna slap his hand.
Oh,
Oh no.
uh-oh.
You see, here's the thing. I learned very early on that you don't take a dwarf's ale. And he'll yank the strawberry back and put it in his mouth. And you don't take a ginger's strawberry. I gave you a thing. Go on.
Professor,
You take my strawberry. I took that from Jeffrey fair and square.
a whole bowl. You're not supposed to actually hit everybody.
There's a bit
Oh.
of a... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Mr. Pirate. I didn't mean to slap, but you did reach in where you weren't supposed to.
He kind of gruffs, and there is a long, intense stare for a moment. Why don't you give me an insight check, Professor?
Uh-oh. Professor's gonna have company tonight.
He's trying to stare you down a little bit, but you kind of like look back at him, just very in your blasé professor kind of way, and you see he kind of grins a bit, and he says, "I guess that isn't part of the deal, was it?"
He puts on his best quads face and jiggles his glasses up and down.
Turns to you, Ren, and says, "All right, treasure in the bag."
Ren will passively hand out the necklace and go, "Here's your safety deposit. Thank you for your business. Have a nice day."
See, this orc kind of like blinks a bit. He's taken back. He clearly didn't expect that kind of response. He goes, right, pleasure doing business then." And he kind of wanders his way over to Naruko, and he says, "Congratulations, miss, you're being raided," and holds out his bag and kind of jingles it a bit.
Naruko is a bit distracted. She's pulled out a telescope and is like staring at the ships. She kind of like realizes the pirates there. She's just like, "Oh, how many pounds are those cannons out there?"
Well, I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to take your treasure.
Well, you got hands for one and you've got a mouth for the other. I think you can do both. Come on, what, 16-pounder?
It was with the hand that's holding the sword. He kind of like reaches behind him, kind of scratches the back of his head. He goes, "Yeah, I guess."
Well, you guess. Are you not very high on the totem pole? Don't get to know how those things work.
I don't man the weapons. I board the ships. Just give me your treasure already.
It's so disappointing. Naruko just annoyed, pops over the little like bracelet or whatever that the folks gave her.
Nora,
Right.
maybe we can ask if we can go to the daycare program on the sanctuary with the children so that you can ask the captains the questions.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure? Could we go to the sanctuary to ask the questions? She's asking the man. Who's terrified.
Kind of looks at you, Jade, and grins wide. Says, "You want to go to sanctuary, eh, Mace?"
Yes?
He sheathes a sword, holds out his hand, and he says, "You're welcome to come with me if you like, then."
Okay. So we can all just go, and she's gonna like reach out her hand to take his hand.
Jade, we have our own ship. We can sail to Sanctuary when we're done here. You don't want to miss the night parties. I heard the conga line's even longer.
Oh. But you wanted to ask about the cannons and things.
That's if I really need some extra opinion, we can sail to Sanctuary. But I'm perfectly capable of figuring out optimal armaments on my own. I was just curious what they were loaded to forbear with.
Oh. Okay. Maybe we can go later. And she's gonna look up at him. Is that okay if we come later?
We're ready to welcome you whenever you want to join, love.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice of you.
Kind of jingles his satchel. He looks around at the other pirates who also start raising their swords above their heads and start like cheering out. There's another boom from one of the ships as a cannon goes off. There's a splash in the water, uh, quite a ways offshore. It's clear that they're not aiming towards anything in particular at this point. And he says, "Well, enjoy the rest of your day then. Thanks for the business." And they all kind of
Thank you.
laugh and start returning to their ships. You see, some of the other people in the resort are just kind of like, some of them are like giggling nervously as they're like cowering behind tables as they start seeing them walk away. And just as they were kind of whisked on shore, they are whisked back onto the boats. The boats start to turn and head back out to sea. Once the boats are out, are kind of like on their way back, they're about a quarter of the way between here and the horizon. You see the resort staff that were quote unquote slain on the beach start to get up, dust themselves off, and they kind of look at all of you and they start clapping. They say, "Well, thank you for joining us today for our pirate raid. We hope you'll come back and enjoy the show again tomorrow." They kind of
Yay.
laugh it off and they clap and they go back about their business.
All right.
That was really exciting and kind of terrifying at the same time.
Yep. Arco's going to head off to Arby to find where these children belong, because at least one of their parents should have not allowed this to happen.
To get to the parents is like, we paid for the daycare program. What did you?
That we were gonna go to the party tonight. That's why they were gonna keep them. Come on, man. You just ruined our date night.
Naruto actually is the one who kidnapped the kid.
They make Naruto watch the kid now. You ruined our date night. Now you gotta watch the
Kind of
brat.
rip the kid
We
away from
paid.
Arby, like, "What are you doing? Stop trying to take my child."
How dare you steal him from that next pirate?
Honestly, at that point, Arco's just like, well, this kid's mine now. I'm keeping him. Fuck you.
Finders keepers, bitch.
Get to Sanctuary, there's just like a whole playground in place. The kids are gonna be like, yeah, and here's how you stab a guy. Nothing actually.
Steve was
I would
supposed to
believe
come
it.
over.
Steve was supposed to tell me how to garage
He was
someone.
supposed to join us. Why isn't Steve here?
Look, I would believe in legitimate
Why?
pirate daycare if Craig hadn't given us the spiel and made it pretty clear that it was not legitimate pirate daycare.
Oh fuck.
I
So
mean, Craig really loves his job.
funny. Yeah, Craig is definitely customer service agent of the year.
Look, the second that kid is on the boat, it gets all the way to Sanctuary, and they have to like spend the night. And they realize that mommy and daddy aren't there. They're going to cry. It's gonna suck. I've been to sleepovers. It's what happens.
Mom and Dad have to like get on a ship in the middle of the night and go pick them up and bring them home.
Well, that's why Craig said the ferry runs.
Love it.
It's so funny. I don't know. It's just very funny to think of like we tried to save the kid and the first one
Parents are like, God damn it!
why did we even come here? This happens every time.
We some adventurer trying to be the hero, trying to save all the kids. The kids are fine.
Look,
I want to see what happens now because I want to see if we're right.
So some of the kids do return to their parents on their own. The ones that you return with Arby, the parents are like, "Oh, thank you." They kind of look unconcerned.
this annoys Naruto greatly because
hear...
Naruto has been actuated.
shitty parents.
Yeah.
As you return the kids, kind of bring it back. Kids are like, "Oh, I saw the pirate. I got real close. He took the thing, and I almost went." The parents kind of like talk back and forth. Like, weren't gonna take the kids. They had the treasure on them. Gave them the treasure. They was gonna be fine. What? All right.
They did not read the disclaimer from Craig.
Narika's debating how much she wants to get into it with these fucking people.
Pop off, Narco.
Hmm.
Do it. We'll back you.
Is there? Can I go? Can I go over to the Craig stand? Do they have informational pamphlets?
Sure, yeah.
Craig
Well,
stand.
can I find the part in the pamphlet where it talks about the risks of allowing your child to go unattended to the pirate daycare, quote unquote,
Oh
and just
yeah,
like circle it in big ink
yeah,
and
of
just
course.
hand it to these parents as required reading material?
They kind of look a little bit soured, and they're, yeah, all right, we get it. I'm sure they would have been fine, but all right.
Yeah. Do you know what the going rate for a ransom is with Sanctuary these days?
Parents kind of look at each other. They say, "Ransom? No, no one's ransoming anybody. This is a show."
Oh, they're incompetent and stupid.
Uh,
You don't really believe that stuff, do you?
Narco stares into their eyes and says, I have been into the depths of Leviathan. I have traded rounds of grape shot with pirates on the high seas. They're all well to abide by the contract to take your trinkets for a bit of a show, but they are also not above taking advantage of an opportunity to buffer their coffers a little bit more with those who are careless.
They kind of look at each other, and mother and father look at each other. They kind of blink and tilts her head. The father kind of looks over to you and says, "Wait, you've been to Leviathan?"
My name is Narco von Gutzner of the Mystic Mechanicus, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter to me if you are frivolous with your time and your money, but your children deserve better than that. Have a care for them, if nothing else.
I think the dad takes 1 point of shame damage. You see, he kind of like winces a bit. He's like, "Oh, fine, sorry."
Don't say sorry to me. Maybe while you're here on your lovely little holiday, you make sure that Billy, or whoever the kid's name is, has a few memories here with, you know, the people he loves most. But that's up to you. And Narco's gonna head off.
All right. So with the pirate raid completed, conga line start backs up. Bar service returns. A full buffet lunch is brought out, and activities resume. If you hang out here for the rest of the day, the pirates do not come back, so you do have the rest of the day to do as you please.
Narco kind of takes a deep breath and says, So, how about we. I'm going to take a trip further in to see what other amusements are on offer. Maybe a spa or something. Anyone want to join? By all means, you're free to stay and enjoy the beach while the sun's high.
I think a walk into
Yeah, I'd love to go with you and Yuki into town. I spent most of the day on the beach, so I'm happy to go and enjoy more things. That was quite a lovely a show. I've never seen a show like that before. My heart would be racing a lot faster if it could beat harder than it is right now. Anyone else want to go? Ren, Professor? all go into town?
I will follow you.
Yay!
Yeah, all right.
Are you okay, Professor? You have not seemed to be having the best of days.
I am. It's hot, and it makes me tired. And I mean, it's really. I get this is a place of rest and relaxation and excitement and entertainment, but it is really exhausting to just wait for the other shoe to fall. And with us, it always falls.
Your shoes are falling?
No, when you've got one foot planted firm on the ground, you feel comfortable, you feel safe. But eventually, the other foot that brings with it chaos and death and violence always comes next. At least for us, not necessarily for everyone else, but we haven't had a single instance where it was just rest, relaxation, and excitement without any catches. Even Edme, we had to fight a tree thing. We went to Rose Coast where there was this show, but there were these vampire things. Like, think of since we've all met.
That
Can you
doesn't
give me-
mean that every single place that we do anything in is a problem. What if this one isn't, and then you miss out on having a good time because you're so worried about not having a good time?
I really admire your optimism, Jade. It's just hard to ignore the experience and that we've had so far. Nothing has told us that there is anything otherwise. Not for us, not now, not on this quest.
But what if there is?
But what if there isn't? But we're moving on the realms of faith here at this point because we've had nothing but empirical evidence that this is it.
So do you just want to leave then?
No, not at all. I mean, rest and enjoy while you can, but me as a person, it's really hard to just let everything go and not be ready for what's coming next.
Well, as someone who always tries to think of every single thing that could possibly happen and gets stuck in that a lot, it's a very lot of energy that you're going to be expanding, trying to prepare for any possible thing that could happen, not knowing what might be. And you all keep telling me to not do that, so I'm going to tell you to try not to do that, although I know it's hard.
He just smiles, sighs, and nods, is like,
So come with us
I'll come. But
and try to have fun.
yeah. Where's Jeffrey? Where did you take
He's right here.
Jeffrey?
As she like moves her skirt aside to see that Jeffrey's behind her skirt, like eating strawberries.
I thought you were gonna say under, and he was gonna have a bit of a heart
He's
attack.
like her skirts are one of those like really big, huge skirt, like those really big like circle skirts. So she just like flipped it over him when the pirates were there. So Jeffrey didn't have to like give up his treasure. Then she flipped it back when now he's back. Then it's fine.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, so he's very small, so he can just hide in here. And she flips it over him and flips it back again.
Okay.
Jeffrey pops out, shakes his maracas.
Professor will like reach into his coat pocket and like jingle his his cat collar at Jeffrey, then put it back in his pocket. Actually, you know what, Ren? I think in your current state, this might be of more use to you. And he's going to just sort of dangle it off of one of his antlers.
Ren will sit there and shake his head, and will notice that Char Char is very entertained by the ringing, so he will shake his head again.
There's a jingling from the cat collar. Jeffrey pops out, shakes his maracas. Next thing you know, you have kind of a jingle maraca chorus thing going on.
All right, let's
we
go
can have
before
our
the conga
own
line
line.
starts up behind us.
We can start a conga line. You have to be in the front though, because you have the maracas and the cymbal bell.
Maybe another time.
You didn't even join the last one.
I know. Conga lines, they're weird.
I had a lot of fun.
I bet they have a
was-
lot of fun. You know, has a lot of fun luring people in a straight line after they're doomed to Fae.
That is accurate.
What?
He kind of snickers. Like, I'm not insinuating that there's just Fae nonsense. It's just, I don't want to dance.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. I was about to make a "you can dance if you want to" joke, but
Me too, me too.
feels a little
Yeah.
too on the nose.
You can dance if you want to, and you can not dance if you don't want to, and that's fine.
Someone should write a song about that. The second part, not the third part. That sounds terrible.
We should
I've
find a
heard
bard.
that. I've heard that if you dance, you can leave your cares behind.
It's kind of true. When I was dancing in the conga line, I didn't have any cares at all, except that I might step on somebody. But then I didn't, and then that worry was gone too.
But then some people get very particular about their dancing and say that if your friends don't dance, then they're no friends of mine.
That seems a little excessive. I'm still friends with
I'd
you,
rather look
Professor.
at my hands. Well, this gag is going to run its course eventually.
We'll
Probably.
run out of lines eventually.
Okay, good. Where are we going? We're going to the spot. This group, we just love spas, don't we?
Spas and libraries.
You know, if there's ever going to be a spa library, it's going to be here, I think.
Do you think they have one?
Unacceptable. Wrinkle the pages.
Spa
That's
bear.
true.
Do I need to
Would it be
rename
called a
this?
spa-brary?
Oh my god.
I love that 3 of you said that at the same time.
I think I need to rename this campaign just Spas and Libraries.
Maybe.
Nuala, did you want to go into town too, into the spa, now that the pirates are gone?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I thought it was a very lovely show, even though it was slightly scary and exciting at the same time. Do you think we'll be back? We'll be able to see it again tomorrow before we leave?
Probably not. It seems like they tend to show up at about high noon.
Oh,
So, and honestly, I'd rather not spend the extra money to stay here just through the morning. It was
maybe they'll do a morning one.
well, you know what? We'll be on the ship heading out. It's entirely possible we may cross paths with them on our way out of here. In which case, we will get an entirely different show, I imagine.
Oh, that would be fun.
Darko doesn't have the heart to answer her and keeps walking.
So we head out into the town, and in the area surrounding the resort, it is very high-end. As I've mentioned before, there's a lot of high-end shopping here for clothing, jewelry, art, home decor, or ship decor, if you want to put your, furniture and other niceties on your ship. There's a lot of fine dining, coastal cuisine, and other cuisine from around the world. The other big attraction in the middle of the town is a large spa complex named the Radiant Mermaid, which offers a bathhouse, massages, cool and warm wraps, aromatherapy, manicure, pedicure, hydrotherapy, and saltstone relaxation rituals. So plenty of places to go shopping, plenty of places to sit and relax, people watch, lots of street food, street vendors, elfin ears, goblin ears, cotton candy, turkey legs.
I'm just gonna keep letting you name food.
Right? I wanted to see when it was going to stop. I was like, I'm just going to let it go. I want to see how many things he comes up with.
So did we want to go? Do we want to go eating, or did we want to go sit somewhere, or yeah?
Narco's kind of looking at the shops. Hmm.
Did you want to go?
Is everyone? Well, I wanted to ask if everyone was comfortable with their quarters on the ship. Um, might be able to spruce up the arrangements a little bit.
Oh, I'm fine. I'll have a chair.
Sufficient.
I did not hear Ren at all.
I find them sufficient.
Well, sufficient is good, but they could also be nice.
I could
What
use
did
some
you have in mind, Naruko?
Oh, well, I know Ren has his particular style of bed that he finds most helpful. Um, and then I was going to maybe see about a little bit of a sturdier writing and working desk for my quarters. Um, I know Professor Nwala and even you, Yuki, tend to accumulate books. I didn't know if maybe you wanted actual shelving for them. Yeah, just a couple things that came to my mind. Nothing in particular.
That would be helpful. Some place to put them once Jade's done transcribing.
Oh, we're gonna go shopping for furniture.
Yes, but that I can take care of that myself if you all would prefer to try some of the other attractions here. I know, Professor, you do enjoy it. She looks over, like, is that roasted squid on a stick? Means teppanyaki. What is that?
The professor kind of like shakes his head, like, no, I'm all right for now. And then he just slowly starts to turn like Monterey Jack smelling cheese. And he just, as he's like, no, I'm fine. His legs are already taking him away from the group towards the food stalls.
That was not convincing.
No, I don't think he even convinced himself because he's still walking away.
Pretzels, shawarma, dirty water dogs.
What the hell is a dirty water dog? Because that sounds disgusting, and I'll take 3 of them. Thank you, please. No, but really, have you really considered putting the cheese curds in with the French fries and just maybe some gravy on top? That sounds spectacular.
Oh, what do you call this invention?
I call it cheesy gravy fries.
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. We can workshop it.
He will just, he's gone all in on like workshopping ideas for foods that don't exist and probably shouldn't exist, but really should exist. No, but really, have you thought about using donuts as a hamburger bun? Because that's really what's going to get your heart ticking.
Oh, sounds like it's gonna stop your heart, but I'm definitely trying that. So Professor's off at the food carts, being a food scientist at the moment. Making all sorts of weird concoctions.
Huh. Well, it turns out in my big list of homebrew merchant inventories, I do have possible pricing for furniture and indoor decor.
Interesting.
I'm I'm surprised they managed to fit that in, but there you go. Uh, apparently, it is 7 gold for a workbench.
That seems like a lot.
Well, far be it for me to tell you so that it can't be cheaper. Oh, Joe,
Uh-huh.
would it be possible to get a banner or flag emblazoned with the Mystic Mechanicus
Oh,
logo?
yeah. There are enough like tailor shops and things like that, and fabric shops and stuff like that around here that you can absolutely get the materials that you would like and create your own pattern and put it onto a flag. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's very good. Naruto's going to shop around to get that and just a few other pieces of decor to kind of make the personal quarters just a little bit nicer. Since uh, after last night, she was like, "Oh right, there may be times when we're not pulling into port and we'll have to like live aboard for a while, especially if we're gonna go uh, off to Avaril later on." So, uh, do you want me to like tally up something, or do you want to just state an amount of gold that will be spent to cover those various things?
Let's see. How about I would say for let's roll it again. I'd say for 16 gold pieces, you'd be able to fully fully furnish the ship, get all like the furnishings that you like, get your flag made up. You could have rugs and wall tapestries and uh, desks, nice comfy beds with sheets, comforters. Um, yeah, I mean you
Like a
could.
little wash tub.
Yeah, yeah, you could totally
Cool.
make this place home.
That's great because this table I found was telling me that the flag alone was going to cost 30 gold. So I'll take 16. Thank you.
That's crazy. That is so much.
Uh, it seems like well it's clear they made up the gold price for the flag. I don't know how big they were at. Apparently this is like a 3 foot by 10 foot flag, but honestly, a lot of these other pricing are apparently from the Dungeon Master Guide itself.
Really?
Uh, yeah, page 299. Let me grab my Dungeon Master Guide. Whoops.
Shit, where's mine?
Well, while Narco's shopping, Jane's gonna look to Yuki, Ren, and Nuala, and just say, "So, if Noriko's gonna go out furniture shopping, did you all want to do something?"
I think I would like to explore this salt room and see what that's
Okay.
all about.
What about you, Ren? Did you all do anything?
Ren's munching on an apple to try to, get a little bit of something in his stomachs. Anyways, I am not particular about what I do. I am content to try out the sights with all of you.
That's great. Nuala, would you like to do anything in particular?
I really don't know what to do. I think I will just follow you.
Great. Well, we can go to the salt thing with Yuki, and then there's that dance party that's on the beach after that. That we could go do maybe. That sounds like fun
That's
to
good.
me. Yeah, let's go check out the salt thing, and then maybe we can all build a sandcastle. I'll see whose sandcastle is bigger. Mostly mine was just a big dirt hill. Sand hill. I guess it was a sand hill.
Aren't they all just glorified sand hills?
Yeah, but mine had a door in it,
Oh,
and then a window for the crab to sit in.
then it was way more than a sand hill. You should be proud.
It was a castle for the Crab King, and then the crab left, and then so the little boy named Billy, he became the new Crab King, and then that was a fun time, and we all got to crown him the king. I think you were sleeping when I was doing that, but it was
Hmm.
grand time. So let's go do the salt thing. I thought maybe we'll build another sandcastle, because that was fun.
So you enter the spa, and you see that there is a young satyr sitting behind the receptionist desk, and she's dressed very finely. She looks at you with green, doughy eyes, sandy kind of hair, and she kind of smiles at you and she says, "Oh, welcome to the Radiant Mermaid. How may we help you?"
We were looking to get maybe some more information and try out the salt that you have.
Oh, the saltstone therapy. Yes, of course. Um, for each of you.
Yuki will look at the
I-
others.
What is it?
Well, you see, the saltstone therapy is where we have you lay on a massage table that is pleasantly warmed for you. It does require us to um, have access to your full back, so we do ask for you to undress, but
Oh no, not breathing.
you'll be laying face down, and on this nicely warmed massage bench, and we take salt stones and we place them at various tension points where your muscles connect to your skeleton. God,
Your bones.
I was.
Oh, do tell me more, good sir. Nothing
Yeah.
to worry about.
Tell me more about the skeletons.
This is
we
like a
find where
tiny bones.
we find where
I
your
can't
bones
have
are
any
connected.
bones.
We put stones on them and we make them warm. Uh,
I can't have any stones on my
What?
bones. They're too tiny.
we find where your muscles connect, and we place the warm stones there, and we leave them. We let the warmth of these warm stones soak into your skin. They get underneath your skin, into the muscle tissues, and help to soften that tissue up so that it just relaxes you completely. And of course, we have your choice of soft music playing or perhaps running water, whatever it is that helps you feel relaxed. And it is just overall very refreshing, relaxing experience.
I'll feel
Ren
relaxed with my
chuckles.
clothes on. Go ahead, Ren.
Ren chuckles. It will relax my muscles. Okay.
Are you gonna try it, Ren?
Yes, I am intrigued at this.
I will also give it a try.
Well, if you would like to try the Saltstone ritual, it would be 1 gold for each of you that is looking to go. And it lasts for about an hour.
Well, what did you
Uh,
want? Did you want to go?
No, I think I will pass.
I think I'm gonna pass too.
Satyr looks to Yuki and to Ren.
I have gold if you would like to try, Ren.
Give me a second, I think. Yeah, I have gold too. It is all right. I also have gold. I am content trying. Shall we?
Yes, let's. And Yuki will hand her a gold piece.
So an attendant comes over and will kind of lead you to where um, the Saltstone therapy room is. Um, Meanwhile, the satyr kind of looks to uh, Jade and Nuala and anyone else who might be here, and she says, "We have other things to try if that is not to your liking, if you wish."
I think I'm okay. Unless Nuala, did you want to do any kind of spore treatment?
I No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Would you like to go out and do something else?
Sure. What do you have in mind?
I honestly don't know. I think I was mostly just thinking of going back to the beach.
We can go back to the beach.
Sure, let's do that.
All right. So Jade and Nuala head back to the beach area. Um, Narco, what are you looking to get into?
Hmm.
Oh, you're shopping, right?
Yeah, she was
Right. You're doing
doing
the whole
doing
shopping.
some shopping and stuff.
Right. Okay. So, Narco shopping, professor, food scientist, Ren and Jade at, or I'm sorry, Ren and Yuki at the salt therapy. So let's start with the spa. Split up the party. Great idea. Um,
The pirates
I
already
didn't.
attacked. It's fine.
they did.
We're definitely not going to get kidnapped from the beach by the orc that definitely wanted to kidnap us.
So, Ren and Yuki, what do you prefer for for this therapy? What would be your relaxing like white noise kind of thing?
I think Yuki would probably prefer like for like white noisy to be, I don't know, wind in trees.
Okay. They put a little stone next to your massage bench, table, whatever. Very much like Dave starts kind of filling the room, or your side of the room anyway, with the sound of wind blowing through trees. You hear sounds of nature, bird calls, um, other woodland animals, and just the sounds of kind of like a gentle stream flowing through a forest. It kind of reminds you of the the wind blowing through the mountaintops of the monastery
Yep.
and the different kinds of little water fountains that trickle water kind of spaced throughout the grounds. Ren, as they go to give you your salt therapy, is your back like just bones?
No, actually, it is muscular.
Oh, all right.
It like switches from being like bones and stuff at like the head, and then there's like some muscular area building up through the neck to support it, and then through his back and arms it becomes muscular as well. Although he's scrawny, so it's not super muscular. He's a
So,
thinker, not a fighter. Although still a fighter.
true. So they have a table that is centaur sized. Uh, that they kind of once they figure out how to get you kind of in a laying position, it's almost like kind of like not fully laying down. It's almost kind of like a leaning kind of laying kind of position. That whatever you find is more comfortable for the centaur form. They place these stones on your back, um, and you feel the tension just kind of start to uh, melt away. And what is Ren's choice of white noise?
Oh, he would like a rumbling thunderstorm with heavy rains.
Very nice. Again, they
Also,
place.
drunk Ren is just here to screw with people. He's
Uh
like, we will see how this works. But he's actually pretty content with it once we get there.
So again, they place a little stone next to your area as well that mimics the sound of rain falling on thatched rooftops, the slow rumble of thunder and lightning crackling across the sky, the howling of wind, uh, blowing trees in a storm. Um, yeah, you get your therapy, and both of you feel much looser. And as a result, until the end of the next day, your dex score will increase by one.
Woohoo!
Oh hell yeah.
Because I need it.
Yeah, you want a monk's dex score to go up by one. Absolutely.
As
Amazing.
the warm stone kind of melts away all the tension, you feel looser, you feel more limber for a little while. So until the end of the next day, your dex score increases for a little bit,
Hey,
just a wee bit.
I do not hate this.
I'm glad you do not hate it, Ren.
uh, what are Jade and Nuala uh, doing at the beach?
Um, Jade mostly just wants to enjoy the outside and the warm weather and being at this beach that she's actually able to spend time on and play in rather than just the last time she was at a beach it was when she first got to Weyburn and it was kind of just get off the dock and gosh, this is a big city that I've never been to before, so she hasn't really been to a beach. Um, so she just wants to spend time with Nuala, uh, just enjoying, kind of just enjoying the day, unless there's anything going on at the beach when we get there.
The usual. There's sandcastle building, volleyball, people swimming, water sports.
Did you want to play any kind of game, Nuala, or did you just want to kind of sit on the beach and maybe build a sandcastle?
I don't really understand that one. And she points to the volleyball bit.
Yeah, I watched them play that a little bit earlier, and I think it's just you just hit the ball back and forth, but I don't really understand why. I guess
Like,
it's a game of keep away, like you just try to keep it off the sand.
are they keeping score? Are they on teams? Are they working together?
I don't know. They all are dressed the same, so I think they're all together. I don't see any uniforms or anything. Do you want to go try?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm okay to not try. I just want to make that clear. I also don't understand what they're doing. I just think they're trying to play keep away with the ball so it doesn't hit the sand.
I mean, if the point is to not let it hit the sand, why wouldn't you just put it on the pole that's holding up the net?
I guess it doesn't make it a game.
I guess not.
Oh, maybe the object of the game is you have to pass it back. Everyone has to pass it around before it hits the ground. Oh no, that one just tried to hit the ground. I don't know then. Hitting that pretty hard for it to not hit the ground.
As you're watching, you see one of the players from one of the teams kind of spikes the ball over the net, and it drives into the sand, and the team that spiked the ball is kind of like cheering. They're like high fiving each other.
Okay, I'm reevaluating. Maybe you have to try to hit the ball into the sand, and the other people have to try to keep the ball out of the sand. I don't know. Do you want to pick up seashells?
That sounds like a lot more fun.
Yeah. We're gonna go collect seashells on the beach.
All right. So you all have your day enjoying kind of downtime, and the more time you spend here, the more you realize this seems like a pretty safe place. You can kind of overhear if you take a moment to speak to any of the resort staff. They tell you, the pirates are actually the ones that keep anything bad away from the town. The deal that they have is, they get to raid here and they collect their treasure, but they also provide kind of security for this town, and nothing has really happened here in a long, long time. And that seems to hold true for the rest of the day as the sun begins to set, begins to get a little bit dark. There's a bit of a chill in the air coming off the water, so you see slowly but surely people staying at the resort tend to start coming inside off the beach as the temperature drops slightly. Um, and as the day turns to evening, um, Narco's got all the furnishings kind of into the ship. Ren and Yuki uh, finish with their massage, their spa day. Professor, you have helped the street vendors invent crazy, wild, different street foods that no one has ever thought of before, and it's quite the hit. And I will say, Professor, for your troubles, you are given 14 gold as you have helped drive some of the profit and enjoyment of street food in the town.
He's like at this stall, like his jacket's off, his sleeves are rolled up. He's got like one of their branded aprons on, and he's like up to his elbows, just like covered in different like foods and mess, and his hair is all tousled, and he just sort of does one of those dusting his hands off, wipes them off on his apron. It's like, we've done good work here.
You've done good work here. This is amazing. Man, where do you think of this stuff?
Well, if I tell you, do you promise to keep it a secret?
Oh, I'm not letting this secret out. This is really helping my business.
Well, there's my people have this thing where when we really believe in something, we add a little something to help boost it. Just give it that little bit more edge.
Oh god, you
And
didn't
he
put
just
drugs
sort of-
in it, did you?
He just nods and gives like a sly smile, and he just puts a hand over his chest like, with love.
Oh. Oh, I'm really glad it wasn't drugs.
Well, thank you for the good time. Don't lose those recipes because they're probably not going to come back here anytime soon. And I'm taking this. And he just sort of holds up like a pogo, like a hot dog on a stick and cornbread, waves it, waggles at him, and walks away.
Professor has invented corn dogs. So as evening and night begin to turn, the nightlife starts to kind of drum up around this resort. Um, and unless there's anything else that you guys would like to do before the sun sets, um, I'd say you guys kind of all make your way back to the resort and kind of all find each other again at the end of the day. Unless there's anything else you want to do while you're here.
This is being a terrible thing for Jade's worldview because she's been rescued by pirates and now hears that pirates are protecting this town. So obviously pirates are good, and that's going to be a terrible thing later down the road. I just know it. I think Jade is going to spend as much time outside with Nuala as Nuala wants to spend before heading back in to meet up with everyone. So it'll probably be getting towards like twilight by the time she's like ready to go. But unless Nuala wants to go earlier.
No, Nuala is actually kind of just like not the most comfortable here, and there were like you had gone to check out the spa and didn't want to check out the spa and wanted to go back to the beach. So Nuala's like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here with my friend. So like, if we're both trying to stay out until like the other one's ready to go, we might be here for a while.
I think yeah, we're both awkward enough that we're supposed to be like, what do you want to do? And then not want to intrude on the other person's what they perceive to be their peaceful time. But it probably will start getting late enough that Jade's going to think that Nuala is going to get hungry. So we'll probably want to see if she wants to go in for food for dinner. So I think probably around dinner time then is when like Jade and Nuala come back in. Jade's pockets are just full of seashells. she made a necklace out of some for Nuala.
Yes, I would say, unless anyone else has anything they'd like to accomplish, I'd say you all kind of meet up as the sun kind of starts setting.
Did you guys have a good day today?
It was more relaxing than I thought it would be.
Oh, good. I think.
Definitely good.
That's great. Nuala and I spent the whole day on the beach, and we got a bunch of seashells. And I'm going to make you a necklace. Friendship necklaces made of seashells. Eventually.
Did you have a good day, Jade?
I had a wonderful day. It's really nice here. I really like it. Oh,
Good.
we were talking to some of the resort people, and they said that the pirates actually protect the town. So, that's why it's so safe here. So I bet if we wanted to go to Sanctuary and talk to them about cannons for Noriko, I bet that would be a great idea. Where is Noriko? Has anyone seen her?
Naruko kind of appears at this point. RB trailing behind her, carrying up the folded up flag that she had commissioned.
Oh, Noriko! Did you get all your shopping done?
Yes, and everything's being delivered to the ship. We'll be spending the night in the resort since we paid for the rooms and all, but should be a little bit more cozy as we travel from here on out.
Did you enjoy your shopping? Did you have a good day shopping?
Yes, the spa looked nice, but I've been doing a fair number of spa days between staying at the Siren Song and elsewhere, so I wanted to stretch my legs a little bit.
Oh yeah, but
Mhm.
good.
Resorts, they're very plush and very comfortable, but I don't know, even when I'm here to relax, I kind of need something to work on, if that makes sense.
I get it. You need to keep your hands and your mind busy.
Mhm.
I understand that. Newell and I went down to the beach and we collected a bunch of seashells.
Oh, nice.
What did you do today, Professor?
I invented ranch dressing.
What's that?
Oh, it's this delicious catch-all sauce and salad dressing. You could use it for anything. You could probably drink it if you really want to.
Oh,
Is it called ranch because it's made out of like cow?
Here's the funny thing. It's not. I don't even know why it's called that. It just
but you
out
invented
of my
it.
mouth.
Oh, you just thought of the word.
You know, it's,
That's pretty clever. You came up with a whole new word. Can we try it? Do you have some to try?
try the word or try the dress. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I could try the word, I suppose, but I don't know how you eat it.
Yes. And yes. It just kind of rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Ranch dressing. And then
Ranch
he'll like produce like a vial out of his jacket pocket of like this white goopy substance.
Oh,
That doesn't look like food.
He uncaps it and kind of like wafts it under
Ugh,
her nose. Like,
ugh. What is that?
it is delicious.
I do not believe you.
It looks like yogurt.
It looks
It's
like it
like
smells
yogurt,
like.
except completely different. Smell it, smell it. You kind of pick
It
up
doesn't-
notes of buttercream and things that go in ranch dressing that I don't know what they are.
It smells like it's burning.
Oh, you're just smelling it wrong.
What does
Oh.
it go on?
Yes, everything. You could put it on
Everything?
fries. You can put it on cheese. You could put it on a salad. You could put it on a burger. You could probably stave off the sun's damaging rays if you smear it on your skin. It really is just a catch-all. I haven't practiced with any of these things, but I have put it on fries and corn dogs, and it's
What's a
delicious.
corn dog?
Oh, that is a story for another night because I don't have all the time to tell you about a corn dog. But trust me, you will know.
Is it like corned beef but with dog? Because I will be very upset if that's what it is.
What? No.
Right as a dog?
But Naraka, if you invest in a deep fryer for the ship, I will show you.
How
Just look
deep of
at-
a fry do you need?
He just like holds his hands up this deep. Fill it with oil. Nice and hot.
Just look at the new wallet. I don't know any of what he's saying.
Is this all food that we can find at the marketplace?
It is now.
Well, couldn't we just go try it there then?
Like it's there right now?
Probably.
Can I insight check the professor? He seems very unsure about what's going on.
He's like, I'm not there anymore. So I don't know what they're doing, but I left them with very specific instructions on how to do all of this.
You can insight check the professor. Sure.
It's probably good
Good.
practice to always insight check the professor.
Does the professor know what he's talking about? Is he like, just spinning a web of lies at this point?
A web of lies.
I think it's I think you would catch on that the professor seems very convinced in what he's talking about.
If you don't believe me, I will take you there, and you can try it for yourself.
Duala looks to Jade.
Shrugs. I mean, we could go and try it if you want to, but I think they're going to be serving dinner here. And she leans in and whispers to Nuala, also, it doesn't smell very good, and I don't know if I want to try something that's made out of a dog.
I don't think it's actually made on dogs. Like somebody was talking about a hot dog earlier, and it looked like a piece of meat, like wrapped in bread.
Oh. Is the meat part of a dog?
I hope not. I
I
kind of
would
want to.
What part of the dog is the hot dog?
Like,
Look, save me a plate. I'm gonna go to the market. Unless you want to come to the market with me, and I'm gonna figure this out.
no, I'll come with you. I'll come with. We'll go together.
Wait,
We're coming.
Alatar.
Oh,
Magical spell book of ancient knowledge. What's a corn dog?
that's in the 1960s.
I open up Alatar and I say, "What's a corn dog?"
The pages glow. There's a bit of a hesitation, and Alatar responds, "I have no idea. I've never heard of this before."
If you're lying to me, I will find out.
This book just says, "I'm not lying."
Oh
Okay,
wait,
what?
take David out. David.
Are
Yeah,
you going
Mr.
to
Jade?
check all of your familiars to see if I'm telling the truth about whether or not I invaded a food?
Yes.
Alatar's not my familiar. He's trapped in a book.
And David is not my familiar. He is a spirit of intellect that is inside of a skull.
Jar
Those
Jar
are
completely
all
believes
words and
you.
languages that is not common that all stand for familiar.
Oh,
Also, I don't think that Ren's kitten would know either.
Jar Jar is there making the derpiest look as usual, and Ren's like, yes, he believes you.
David, what's a hot corn dog? Hot dog.
Spoiler: Red's cat is the only one that knows what a corn dog is.
Red's cat is the one that's looking at all of us going, you're all idiots.
I was
Professor,
I was purchased in a carnival. I know what street food is. Get on my level, bitch.
Professor, I speak Celestial Common, Draconic, Elvish, Halfling, Infernal, and Primordial, and none of those words mean familiar.
He speaks a lot of languages.
Well, have you tried Klingon?
That sounds made up.
It's all languages are made up. At this point, he's just like, you check what you need to check. If you want to taste it, you go and taste it. You find it, and don't tell me that I didn't say I told you so.
Jake, give me a high or low.
Low.
As you take David out, you see the little pinpoints of flame just kind of like they kind of twitch left and right a bit, and there's a bit of a dimming and almost like a nodding motion within the eyes as David looks back up to you and says, "It seems to be a new food, Miss Jade. It's some kind of meat that's made of a mixture of it can be a mixture of pork and beef and chicken, or just made of beef or pork alone. And then it's wrapped in a dough that's made of corn. It's like if corn is made into a dough, and then it's deep fried."
Thank you, David. Hey, David says it's real.
Brand new.
Brand new today. Professor invented it.
Oh.
He's very clever with food. Except for the ranch, which smells like it's burning. I don't think it's made right.
Well, you see,
It's
Miss Jade.
delicious.
Miss Jade, actually, ranch can be used as a catch-all for a lot of things.
That's what Professor said.
Yes, it could be a dressing, it could be a dip. I wouldn't suggest putting it on your face, though, because it can clog your pores, but other than that, pretty delicious.
Okay, Nuala, you can try the ranch.
Well, he said it's good on anything, so I'd like to go get a whole bunch of different food to try it on.
Let's go get some. Professor, do you want to go get food? All three go
All right,
together.
let's go.
Okay,
Would you like
we'll
to
be
go
back.
to like the food store where I made all? He's like
Yep.
eating still. He's like, you want to go back to the place where I was just working?
Okay, yes. You worked on your day off?
If you like what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
I don't know how that's true, but that sounds like it's true. Three of them just go off together to get food at these stalls that the professor worked at all day.
Yeah, you wind up going to these stalls. You could get all sorts of stuff that Professor helped to invent. The owner of the stall is happy to give it to you for no charge. For the lines of patrons that are now wrapped around the stall and down the street.
Ranch?
What is
Okay.
it made out of again?
Which one?
Ranch.
I'll get David to tell us what it is made out of.
Well, I mean, are you asking because you want to make it yourself?
No, I'm just curious.
He pushes his glasses up on his nose, and he goes into his book pocket and flips through the pages and kind of holds it up in the air like half a cup of sour cream, a quarter cup of buttermilk, depending on your desired consistency, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of minced fresh parsley, 1 tablespoon of minced fresh cilantro or dill. I like to use both, really. A tablespoon of minced fresh chives, and he just keeps going on and on.
You just made that for the first time today, and you already have the recipe memorized?
He like points to the book. He's like, "No, I wrote it down."
Mayonnaise and milk does not sound good together.
Why not? They're both white.
What does that have to do with the taste?
Sometimes you just want something to taste white.
Is that true?
Phrasing.
Listen, I have an intelligence of 20, and you are going to break my brain.
He just like blinks at her and like sticks his finger in the ranch dressing, pulls it out, and sticks it in his mouth. He's like, and
It's good by itself too.
he holds the vial over to her.
Does Noala like ranch dressing?
Does she like the taste of white? 'Cause let's be real, there's nothing whiter than ranch dressing.
Mayonnaise.
Except the white person eating it.
It's the whitest thing you could eat.
Mayonnaise
whitest thing
itself
you
is
could-
pretty white.
Yeah.
The whitest food you know.
Brought to you by Ranch.
Does Noala like this?
No, don't work your magic on me. I know what you're doing.
They can see you. Oh, the whole day is off the rails.
It's not terrible.
I like the corn dog bit. Do you think, Professor, because this is kind of big and it'd be hard to carry a bunch of them, do you make little ones? Like tiny, smaller versions of the corn dog that you could have lots of little ones?
Like, you just, for days when you just feel like eating a lot of something.
Yeah, like little snacks.
I have not. And he kind of looks to the stall owner like, feel free to try. I will not be here long enough to see this.
Sorry, were
I
you
guess
waiting
we'll
for me on something?
I guess we'll regather with the party after we come back with all of these different snack foods to share. After we've already tried some at the stalls.
Yeah, so lots of stall food, lots of ranch dressing passed around. The professor has done a remarkable has done some remarkable work here. He's really changed the flavor palette of Summercall for quite a while.
He's still talking about the ranch dressing. It's like, actually, did you know that sour cream is a dairy product obtained by fermenting regular cream with certain kinds of lactic and basic or lactic acid and bacteria?
I
It's
don't know
true.
what any of those words mean, Professor. You haven't gone over what acids are. They're not in
Oh,
your journal.
that was on tomorrow's agenda.
Yeah, so by the time you get back to the resort, there's a buffet of more food waiting for you, drinks waiting to be served, and the tiki party is in full swing with little tiki torches set out all around the beachfront. There's people mingling and dancing and music playing, and yeah, usual living that beach life.
I think Jade is once again just delighted at all the obviously manufactured everything about this place. Everything here is fake, and she is loving it. And she's going to delight over the little torches that are out and turn to Nuala and just say, Nuala, did you want to go do more dancing?
Yeah, I'd like to dance.
Yay! Okay. She'll set things down, and then she'll look over to Yuki and, Yuki, did you want to come dance with us?
Yes, I think I actually would.
Yay, come on.
Yuki will come to dance.
She'll take their hands and go do awkward dancing. They might dance great, but Jade doesn't know what she's doing. She's just enjoying the weird music that makes her want to move around.
Random
Narco,
factoid. Oh, God.
Narco will join in the dancing. She just wasn't a fan of the conga line, but just like dancing with friends at a night party, she'll join in on that.
You see that Jade just smiles even brighter as Naruko comes to join in.
Yuki is actually a pretty okay dancer, as they had lots of dancing at her monastery.
Amazing.
Why don't all of you dance and give me a performance check?
Ah, fuck.
No,
Oh no!
I hate this.
Okay, cool. So performance for Jade, that's a 7.
Alright, not bad.
I've got a lot of skirts and a giant ass hat. Not much going on over here. It's a lot of white girl dancing, which is mostly just like
Jesus.
moving in a weird way.
All right, we'll send an inspiration.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much better, but still better.
Still good.
Naruko's amazing. Yuki and Nuala are fantastic, and Jade is just like flailing. She's doing that weird thing like with your arms where you're trying to do the wave, but it's by yourself, so no one else is doing it, and she just doesn't get it, but she thinks it's fun.
Jade's doing like she's doing like Running Man. She's like doing the sprinkler.
Hell yeah, the sprinkler's the best.
I don't know what that is, but yes, we're gonna do that.
Yuki and Nuala very much into it, and Naruko's just cutting the place up. Just amazing footwork from Naruko for sure.
it's all of those required ballroom dance classes that Naruto had to take for the high society meetups. Can Naruko translate that 25 to like try and partner up with Jade and kind of lead her through the motions?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Lovely. Jade, you are grabbed by the waist and swept off your feet.
She makes that sound.
Which sound?
Jade, give me another performance check with advantage.
Advantage. Oh, 19 now.
With Naruko guiding you, your footwork becomes a lot more sure,
Woohoo!
and it looks like you're actually dancing.
Amazing. She's just gonna smile at Naruko as they dance together. I just say, you're a really good dance partner.
Naruto kind of blushes and gives a smile back. Says, "Well, I have to admit, having a partner makes me want to put a little bit more into it than I might otherwise."
I'm
You're
really
doing great.
glad that you're joining the dancing, Naruko. I
I
missed
really
you
like.
today.
You missed me.
Well, I mean, we were all together a little bit. You know, I was kind of a first day that we didn't really have anything that we had to really worry about, and it was nice to just relax. But we were all doing our own things. I'm glad you had a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time. I think it was just nice to have a day not to think too hard about anything.
I agree. This is a really nice place. Maybe we can come back here again one day.
Maybe. If there's so much of the world we still have to see, it's hard to even think about doubling back anytime soon.
There's lots to see, but it's good to remember the places that you like to go. I know this is going to be a really good place to write about in my journal tonight. So, either way, really good memories. I'm going to dip you,
Oh,
and then she tries to dip you.
okay.
What do I need to make to see if I can dip her?
Give me an
Acrobatics?
give me an athletics check to see how well you can hold on as you dip her.
Okay.
Dip her in ranch.
It's ranch.
Dirty 20.
Whoa, very nice.
Well, it's 18.
Very nice.
So I say to Nariko, it's a good place to make memories, and then I dip her, and then I bring her back up for a little kiss.
You see, this place was nice, but you're still the main attraction for me here.
Oh.
Oh, it's so cute.
What's Professor Gren doing while these guys are all dancing?
Barfing. No, just kidding.
So much ranch.
Like, ugh, dancing. I don't know. Is there like little tables and stuff to sit at this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's probably got his cards out. He's playing like, I don't know what Ren's doing. If Ren's playing cards with them, otherwise he's got like a game of solitaire going.
Ren will play cards with you. Ren will also be finding more apples and teenies.
How do you keep finding those? Did
They keep appearing. It's quite odd.
Jeffrey teach you his cantrip about summoning food?
No, but that sounds like an interesting spell.
Oh, little bastard won't teach me.
Jeffrey
Maybe
shakes
you
his
did
head.
not ask nice enough.
See, Jeffrey shakes his head, just shakes his maracas. So, lovely evening had by all. You guys are welcome to stay up and party into the wee hours of the night, however much you like. You can turn into bed whenever you're ready, whenever you are sleepy. If you do, you will get your full long rest. Nothing comes to cost you in the middle of the night, and you will wake up the next morning feeling very nicely refreshed as the sun comes up over the horizon and casts a glorious golden morning light over the town of Summercall. I would like Ren to make me one more Constitution saving throw, though.
I can certainly try.
All those appletinis.
They were delicious.
Woo!
It's it's almost like there's not even any alcohol in these.
I have 4 stomachs. This is fine.
Yeah, so unless there's anything else you guys want to do over the course of the evening, you're able to kind of party as late as you want, go to bed, and wake up feeling fantastically refreshed the next morning.
I think Jade stays up later than she I mean, she doesn't sleep, but she's going to stay up like out of the rooms later than she normally would, just enjoying the night and the stars. But she will eventually turn in and do her little guard dog watch over her friends in the various rooms that they have.
It is a very crisp, clear night. All the stars are out.
Yeah, I think that distracts Jade for a long time.
Um, yeah, so I'll say, unless anyone has anything they would like to accomplish before the morning, the sun rises, and as per usual in a resort of this caliber, breakfast is laid out with no shortage of mimosas at your disposal.
Jay's just waking everybody up. Probably a little too early. Morning.
I'm up. I'm up. I'm up.
They have pancakes.
Yes. Pancakes. Wonderful. I'm coming. Hold on.
Hey. I should go wake up Nuala and Yuki and Ren, the professor. If they're not already up.
I think Yuki probably would have gotten up pretty early and be doing some morning stretches, some yoga, to kind of work all of the tension out of her muscles from dancing so much last night.
Just, is she in her room? Or is she, like, out somewhere?
We stayed at the resort last night?
Yeah.
She'll be in her room.
They should just knock at Yuki's door.
Come in.
Yuki! Jade'll pop in. Oh, you're already awake.
Good morning, Jade. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Little sore from all the dancing last night, but in the best way possible.
Oh, good. I was waking everyone up because they're putting breakfast out, and I'm not sure how the breakfast works, but I saw they had pancakes.
Interesting. And she will kind of straighten herself up and say, okay, let's go get some pancakes.
Yep. I'm glad we came here.
Me too. It's definitely odd to not have to fight something, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're going to find more places like this. We're getting better at everything we're doing.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Head on down to breakfast then.
Yeah.
How's Ren this morning? Any hangovers for Ren? Or is he getting an apple mimosa in the morning?
Probably grabbing more appletinis. Nope, he's feeling a little tired. He's dragging a bit.
I brought you carrots this morning, so I thought maybe you'd want a different thing.
Oh, no. We are going on the ship. No carrots. That is a rule.
Oh, sorry. Apple?
Apple, yes. I believe I need to drink more liquids that are not teenies. I will attempt to do that this morning.
They have something called a mimosa.
I believe water would be a better plan for me
Oh,
at
good.
this time.
That's good too. So, what's the plan today then? Other than Ren drinking more water.
Hydration is key.
I have heard that.
Are we staying another day? Or are we moving on?
We're going to have to cast off today, unfortunately.
Right.
Weyburn Port awaits.
Well, that
This
just
is an
sounds
odd.
like a load of.
Go ahead, Professor.
That sounds like a load of fun. I have no further business dealings in town here, personally.
This was a really nice break. I liked being here. I'm sad to go so soon. But you're right, there are things that we need to do.
And you never know. We do make it our business to poke our noses into strange goings on, but yeah, nothing to say we won't find more pleasant surprises like this in the meanwhile.
That's true. See, Professor, and you thought that terrible things were going to happen, and nothing's happened so far. And you got to enjoy yourself yesterday and make a bunch of new food. Do you feel better about it?
He comes off mute and he says, well, tonight's lesson, Jade, is all about something I like to call jinxing it.
That's the second time you've said that, and I don't think that it means what you think it means, because it still hasn't happened yet.
He just kind of scrunches up his face and he's like, well, I sincerely hope you're right. But in the off chance that you're not, I say we get as far away from this peaceful place as possible. As soon as possible, so that we don't bring whatever it is out there that wants us upon this town.
That's a bleak way to look at things.
Well, we've made it our business to protect and help people. And there's no offense, and kind of looks to, is Nawala there with us?
Yeah, she's up.
He looks to Nawala and is like, no offense, but there are people who are looking for some of us, and they are not nice people, and they don't seem to care what they do to get to who they're looking for. So if we're away from these people who are guilty of nothing but having a good time, all the better. They don't catch up to us around people who can really get hurt for it.
This place has the pirates that protect it now.
But they're only here once a day at lunchtime.
No, I was talking with some of the people. Only the raids happen at lunchtime. The pirates are here all the time.
Well, still better safe than sorry.
Does that mean that we can't stay anywhere for more than a day?
No, it just means that it's a good thing to keep in mind if we are going to. And I mean, this is a very populous place. This is a tourist destination. There's people who come from all over the place to come here. It's busy, very busy. And if we do have a run-in with someone, the chance of innocent bystanders getting caught in the middle of the crossfire here is much higher. I understand it's bleak.
Jade just looks completely destroyed by what you just said, and all the happy energy from earlier is just gone.
He just sighs and frowns and says, I'm sorry, Jade. These people deserve to have their happiness. We all deserve our happiness, but this is something we could give to them.
By not being here.
Look at it this way. When this is all done, and when we deal with these cultists and all of this nonsense we've been chasing, we can come back here as long as we like. Heck, we could find a means of paying for it. We could live here.
She just nods and doesn't say anything.
He sighs and looks at Jeffrey and sort of like does like a little side nod, like don't says, just kind of in their telepathic link to each other. He's like, don't shake your maracas at her.
Well, if the professor's right, we should just leave now then. We shouldn't waste any more time.
see Jeffrey kind of shakes his maracas a little bit, turns to you, Jade, and pulls out a bowl of strawberries and offers it to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And she'll take one of the strawberries. And she'll just hold it in her hand. If Professor's right, then we shouldn't even stop anywhere else. We should just constantly be moving.
Well, that doesn't sound like it's feasible. So we know there's going to be risk wherever we go. So we might as well make the most that we can at each place we stop at.
I don't want people to get hurt because we're there. I mean, every other place we've been to was just we just happened to be there when something happened, and there was only that one spot on the river that people knew who we were and actually tried to stop us, but I mean, Professor seems really certain that we're gonna make bad things happen just because we're staying around in one place.
We're not making bad things happen.
Jade, you hear David kind of pipes up from your bag. And he says, "You know, Miss Jade, Noel is right. We're not making the bad things happen. They're not even really coming to us. We just happen to be there in the right place at the right time to actually help everyone. Isn't that what the Mr. Mechanic is all about?"
Yeah, but if there's people who are following us that are gonna hurt other people just because we're in a place, shouldn't we keep moving then?
Well, I don't think necessarily. I mean, look how long you've been here. No one's come here.
That's true.
You can't start looking at the world like a terrible place all the time, because then it'd be hard to find the joy in anything. And I think you should be confident in the fact that even if something were to happen, you take care of it.
She'll hug David.
Mhm.
Thank you, David.
Of
There's a
course.
lot of things like that in the world where there's something you have to balance against the good we do when we stay in one spot versus trouble that might follow. There's no right answer. You can't go to one extreme or the other, and you kind of just have to live your life, do the best you can, and find what balance works for you. So
That's exactly
my
right.
my my balance was one full day here so that we could see the sights here and give a chance to see if there was anything unexpected that we may want to delve into. And that's been done, and we're ready to move on.
Yeah. And it was a nice day, right? It
Very
was really
nice.
nice.
You know what? I have a pretty nice day too. On those days where something goes awry, but we step in to, you know, put up a stand and set it right. Nice in a different way.
It is nice to help people.
Balance is the name of the game, Miss Jade. Right, Miss Yuki? You know about that. Tell her.
David is right. There is an ultimate balance, and Yuki stares in the distance for a minute. Not even a minute, just a couple seconds, before snapping herself back to talking about there's the balance you see, and sometimes bad things happen, but it's the good you put out in the world. And yes, people may be following us. Yes, we may run into people out there that are not so good and want to do bad things to us or to others. But the Mystic Mechanicus, we put the good out in the world. We try to make things right. And it's about helping to level that balance and not making all of the bad things continue to be bad. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
we've been doing a pretty good job about making things better everywhere we go, haven't we?
Yuki puts a hand on your arm and she says, "We have. We've been making a difference. We've been making things better for people while protecting our own, protecting Nuala, protecting each other, keeping each other safe."
Yuki is so intense right now.
Yes, she is. Yuki's having it. Yuki's going through it, guys. Like,
Narcos.
well, but she's going through it.
She's like, yeah. I mean, what would Summercall be like if we'd never stopped by and introduced them to the wonders of corn dogs and ranch dressing?
However, would they survive without it? I mean, it's ranch.
Are you okay, Yuki?
Yes, I just have a lot on my mind lately. I think I need more meditation. You and that fucking gif, I can't. I need you to know I was trying to find a gif like that all fucking night. Damn you. It's just I have a lot on my mind.
Do you need
Thank
to talk
you.
about anything?
Not at the moment. If I do, I will definitely reach out. I appreciate your offer. I just need to, I don't know, find the balance within myself, I guess.
I recommend journaling. I find that helps me to get words out of my head and onto something else.
Same. I'll write down all my days.
And Mr. Professor, it's good to always keep an eye over your shoulder, but you can't let it cast a shadow over everything either.
He kind of furrows his brows and he's like, indeed.
There are always going to be forces in this world that are going to work against the light. But as long as the light is brighter, then, well, I guess that's a bad analogy because, well, Miss J does enjoy the darkness, but I think you know what I'm going for, I hope.
It's bright in my room.
Yeah, the stars. There it is. Yes, the stars. Stars
Yeah.
always cast the brightness to cut through the darkness to show the way.
The
Should listen
professor
to
remains
Luke.
decidedly quiet on this and just sort of acknowledges and agrees. He's like, nah, I've already done enough damage to people's ability to handle day-to-day stuff here. Let's keep it sunny now.
You're really wise, David. And she'll give him a little kiss on the blank spot on his skull that doesn't have the rune on it. Well, now that little bit of anxiety is out of the morning for everyone, who wants a pancake? I'm gonna go get pancakes. There's already pancakes on the table. I'm gonna go get more pancakes for everyone, and be right back. And she's gonna go get more pancakes.
What does Witchlight have to do with this?
Fucking paranoia. Just answering your question.
Arby's removes his helmet to reveal it's actually the blue rose the entire time.
As long as it's not Leanna, we'll be fine.
So you mean to tell me you had a vorpal sword the whole fucking time?
No. That's Sikoska who has the sword.
Oh,
And still didn't get that back.
She didn't. She didn't ask.
That's what
You,
happens.
you play by the Fey rules. You could get fucked by the Fey rules. I mean, if she were to track Sikoska down and politely ask for the sword back, Sikoska would probably give it to her. You know, maybe in exchange for something else. It wasn't stolen maliciously.
It was stolen. It was
Alright.
stolen loopholily.
It was stolen with affection. You know. All right. Well, Narco's ready to get out of this place because yeah, she thinks that overall this place was a little overpriced for what was provided.
of course it is.
Of course, it is resort. It's basically it's fantasy sandals.
Fantasy sandals.
Jade comes back to the table with a bunch with pancakes and potatoes and things for everyone for breakfast.
Noelle's got 24 gigabytes? What?
She's got 24 gigs in her pocket. You need to know. Look, it's a pocket of holding, and you need to respect that.
You don't know what I do with my spare time.
Do not know what dimensional spaces she's making for herself.
Wizard's gonna wizard, I guess.
So, Jade will sit back down at the table and just set David like right on the table beside her, no longer hiding him in her bag. After that discussion, and she's gonna say, "So, how long do you think it'll take for us to get to Wayland Port from here?" And she'll like take out the map that she has and try to calculate as Narco's eating her breakfast, and see if she can calculate it out herself based on how she saw Narco do it before.
Let's take out the map.
Hey, map. Let's see.
I have proficiency in cartographer's tools.
Aha.
Oh yeah.
I'm
So
just
let's
full of
see.
surprises.
Burp, 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 burp. Boop. Thinking about a 78-mile sail. Your boat can do 144 miles in a day, so we're looking at half a day.
Like 12 hours.
Yeah, 12 hours. Yep.
If we leave after breakfast, we should be there right after dinner time.
Wonderful.
I think. Did I draw that right? She'll show it to Narco.
Narco glances at it and calculates for just like 3 seconds. It's like, yep, that's accurate.
Yay! Okay, I did it. She like, brightens up again. Good. Okay, so if we leave this morning, we should get there by this evening, and then she's gonna look at Nuala when she says that. Actually, what do you want to do when we get to Wayland Port? Are you gonna be okay being back?
I should be fine.
Good.
Noella's never been there.
That's true. I just want to make sure, you personally are gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. It's a pretty nice place, from what I remember. The marketplace was really fun. After the marketplace was fun after.
Also, a friendly reminder as we board the ship to head out today. If we run across any pirate vessels, we're not staying at Summercall. The contract for polite etiquette no longer applies, so they will be doing the usual pirate routine. hopefully they think better of that, trying to go after us, but you never know. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, they're probably too busy protecting the town.
Yeah, I do agree that considering the racket that they have here as a steady source of income, they're less inclined to go after risky prey. But yeah,
Jade just looks confused.
you remember when we were attacked by those other pirates before we ran into Leviathan, right, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be what happens if we run into them on the open seas, as opposed
But
to
these
here in Summercall.
are lawless pirates. They're the good ones, aren't they?
They might hew to a more sterling code of conduct, but generally speaking, their way of life still requires them to raid and steal from others.
Or is that a bad thing?
It could be if you're the one that they're going to steal from.
To just nod. Okay.
Right. Anyway,
Did you want to make a stop at Summercall before we go?
we're in Summercall.
Sanctuary before we go?
Not particularly.
Okay.
The only thing the only thing I would find interesting to do there for its own sake would be maybe purchasing more munitions, but we don't have enough gold to make a worthwhile purchase right now.
Okay.
All right, so we are boarding the ship and setting sail.
Yep.
All right. As you enter the ship, you find that it has been fully furnished, fully decked out. Narco, do you want to give any kind of description as to how it's been kind of put together?
I didn't have any thoughts, but I'll make something up off the cuff. So, Nariko, who took over sort of the captain's quarters, now has a nice wider bed, a workbench, and racks for her tools. There is also a little station for Arby to kind of sit in. He's been given some materials for doing self-repair work, as well as a few writing materials in case he wants to continue to practice his burgeoning artistry, because apparently he can sketch real good, like a photocopier. Meanwhile, Nuala has been given sort of a fairly plain room, but she does have a bookshelf that's been set aside, and her bed has also been extra fluffed so that she can basically just like melt into it when she lays down to sleep. Ren has received his customized Centaur approved sleeping arrangements, as well as a number of pots and hooks for him to place up his various collection from the basement.
I like this very much.
Mm-hmm. He was also assigned kind of the bunk that's like the furthest back and deepest into the bowels of the ship, so he is, away from everyone. It's not quite a cellar, but it's about as close as can be managed. Yuki, her rather than the usual like hammocks, she has been given a very nice futon to sleep on that is positioned right by the porthole for sunbeams to maximize. There are also wall scrolls and a few dedicated spots for incense holders and a little nook with a small stove for tea brewing.
I love it.
Professor has been given a room kind of similar to Nuala's, with plenty of shelving for books and various knickknackery. Naruto doesn't know what the hell a deep fryer is, but she got something ported into the room to unpack if he wants to experiment with cooking. There is also a small miniature bed for Jeffrey.
The dog bed.
Mm-hmm. And
Adorable.
Jade doesn't really. Jade kind of just like hangs out with other people all the time. So every room has also been adorned with a very comfy chair with attached like desk to place books or writing materials on. So whichever of her friends she's staring at while they sleep through the entire night, she has a very nice chair to sit in to do it.
Amazing.
There's also a big, nice blue Mystic Mechanicus flag proudly waving at the top of the mast.
Oh, very cool.
Nice. So, you'll board the Corvus. The crew begins to make preparations to get underway. Before long, you are setting sail with Summercall shrinking behind you. As the day goes on and you begin to sail further away, you're a bit distance away because it is you have been sailing for a couple hours at this point. You do hear the familiar sound of the horn and the bells going off behind you, and you see the ships kind of sailing across the channel towards Summercall with the delighted cheers and screams and laughter kind of floating on the air behind you as the daily pirate raid is beginning. Um, as far as your sailing goes, you seem to be untouched, unaffected. Nothing approaches your vessel as you move along. I am particularly proud because I do have a preliminary map of the Corvus.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hell yeah! Very cool.
Complete with your chase cannons that have been installed.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Cool.
Ooh.
Oh, and you get to go
This
to the
isn't
ocean.
concerning at all.
I know there are
Oh, good.
there are cannons on the art,
On the map
but
itself.
yeah, it's just on the map itself. They're not actually there. They're just part of the art.
I mean, I'm counting here, and I think this will be enough eventually. So,
One day. So you set sail. You have about a half day's worth of sailing. Is there anything that y'all want to do whilst you are in transit?
we should have enough time in transit that Naruto will actually be able to finish the crafting on those protective pet carriers for Nuala and Ren. And congratulations, you now have magical, indestructible baby Bjorns.
Yay.
Thank you.
Basically, will act like little pouches. That while your pets are inside, they are immune to all damage.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Now
Hell
I'm just going to
yeah.
start training Char Char to go in there when he gives the command word.
Good luck. That's a cat.
I know.
Now, Now, of course, Joe. Now that we've established that it is possible for me to make completely indestructible materials, about some armor, I'd like to know.
Unfortunately, it only works in a very small 1-foot section.
Well, I mean, my question would be, how big is the opening?
How big is he?
6 inches.
Yeah, it's about No, oh my god. This is all right. I've made a mistake. This has happened, but I can't do anything about it now.
Yeah, I can make myself small sized.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it is indestructible, which means you cannot see through it or cast spells through it.
That is
So
true.
now you're just trapped in a bag.
That's fine. It's not like it's a bag of holding where like I can only get out if the user allows it.
No, but now you're in a bag. So
Yeah,
Good
I
luck.
can't fit in there anyway, unfortunately.
I've given a shapeshifter a bag. That's fine.
That's
I don't think you can shape down that small.
No, I can't.
Polymer.
Only a small creature, which like at minimum size,
No.
I think is 2 feet tall. So like I'm not fitting into that bag.
Although you have found a way to make some really effective condoms. So
Yeah, just wait till I hit 7th level and can polymorph.
there you go.
Yeah, I've made a mistake. Oh well.
It only works in this one scenario.
why do so many of your mistakes start with, "Hey Joe, I have an idea."
Because I'll be that sounds like an innocent enough idea. And then I'm like,
Don't worry.
Shit.
If it becomes a problem, I will help Joe fuck you over with the exact thing you just created. So
That's
Uh,
fine. It's
like-
fine.
He starts with something simple, like, oh, it's like a little notebook that's like linked to another notebook where you can like write messages to each other. You know, just like, I will invent AOL Instant Messenger.
it
Wonderful.
only works very specifically for 6 seconds at a time, and you have to be looking at it.
I thought there was an app like that where the whole gimmick was that you could send like messages and videos, but it automatically deleted after like
Snapchat?
24 hours or something.
Snapchat.
Snapchat, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
Snapchat.
It's garbage app for garbage people.
Steppy loves Snapchat.
He loves to talk about how garbage that app is for garbage
He-
people. Yeah.
Loves it.
I have not downloaded it on my new phone.
What? How do you get your dick pics then?
The internet
I don't
still
know.
exists.
I cultivate and curate the best ones for him at home, like a real wife should. He doesn't need to go to Snapchat for that. Handmade dick pics just for you every day.
So yeah, I made some baby Bjorns. That's
Baby
what I'm
Bjorns.
doing with
Baby
my time.
yards.
Yep. Now I can start working at Arby's voice box.
God, that's gonna be fun. I think Jade is spending her time like up on deck, just like at one of probably it's wherever she's kind of out of the way enough of anybody who's actually working, but just to enjoy the breeze and the ocean. And be like not too close to the railing, but she does peek over occasionally and then freak out a little bit and move back.
How's Ren feeling on the crossing?
Yeah, how you doing,
Let's
Appleseed?
find out. Yeah, so he gets a +3 to that, so it's 13.
Let's keep it
Nice.
together.
Not doing too bad. He is training Char Char. He's saying, okay, when you hear doom, you will go into the bag. Look, there is a treat in the bag for you. You should go in there.
Give me an animal handling check with advantage.
Ooh.
Have Char Char make an intelligence check.
Okay, Char Char's automatically gonna fail intelligence checks, okay?
So it takes Char Char a second because Orange Cat.
Yeah.
But
Then he gets stuck.
after a minute or two, he gets the idea and just kind of like zooms into the bag and does one of those things where like just keeps going and like is just inside the bag and dragging the bag like around the deck.
That is sufficient.
Amazing.
God.
Cat's gonna end up riding this bag upside down with his tail out. Very good, Char Char. You are doing well.
uh, how about Professor Yuki? How are you guys handling the crossing?
I think Yuki's probably fine. She was fine the last time they were on a ship, so I think she's probably okay.
Is there anything on
They made a
Yuki's mind at this moment? Yuki seems to have had some things come through her mind lately.
I mean, you know, the fucking nom issues has been flashing, and I think it became, I don't want to say an issue, but this is the very few times we've actually had an extended period of time to just be. It's kind of catching up to her, I think, is a good way to put it. Um, the fighting, the constant going, the being vigilant, the um, needing to be scared for herself, scared for her friends, scared for Nuala. Just in addition to all of the violence and the killing and the gore and the everything she's been doing and is really struggling with how, I don't want to say comfortable, but how adept she's been at it. Um, Again, this is her first foray out of home, so yes, they were taught martial arts, but it's kind of like traditional martial arts, like you learn to defend, not to attack. So I think it's definitely on her brain.
That she took to violence and anger so easily.
Mm-hmm. That she was drawn to the dark side so quickly and easily, and how adept she is at it, and how good she is at killing. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Lot to unpack.
Huh?
Lot to unpack.
How does
Yeah.
this is just a question from me,
Yeah.
not anything that needs posed to you. How does Yuki feel about it when she kills someone?
I don't think she does feel. I think Yuki in that moment is very, in her mind, kill or be killed. The grayness of balance becomes very black and white, and that's something that she struggles with. That it's, from, balancing the good and the bad and the this and the that to they tried to hurt Nariko by attacking her brain, so they must die. Like, it went so fast to black and white that, yeah, she is struggling with that. So I don't think she felt anything. Like, she didn't feel good about it or bad about it. It was just, okay, we're safe. If that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yuki becomes the next big bad of the campaign.
Hey, you live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Listen, her middle name is not Anakin. She's fine.
Three-way battle between Thorns of the Black Rose, the Witch Knights, and the Mystic Mechanicus. Who
Oh,
wins?
shit.
That would be cool.
Dang.
Lorelai wins. She puts you all in a bubble and says to go into timeout.
That would be cool.
I'm assuming everyone makes up to, like, all of us make it up to, like, level 20 and go full out.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Then Leannon wins because she waits till you all kill each other and then steals your teeth.
Yeah, she wins.
Does Brother Edward is a Brother Edward allowed to be in? Like, do we have to make the teams equal? Because we've
Nope.
had rotating membership for some of these.
I think it's just the last, whoever was the last one on the team.
Is there anything that Professor or Nuala is looking to do with this time in crossing?
I don't think so. I think the professor's just kind of hunkered down in his room, furiously writing away in his journals the implications of what he kind of upset Jade about. Like, these are the things, like, what is the balance of being optimistic and helping everyone just be, seize the day as if there's nothing wrong, versus using everything that we've learned to be hyper vigilant. He doesn't know the balance on that.
It'd be good if, the character who was really adept at balance wasn't so fucked up in the brain right now.
There were other characters who were really big on balance too, and we killed them.
Yeah, we did.
Oh boy.
Time to go see the therapist and wait for port.
Nuala actually has a question
Just don't be a dick about it.
What's Nuala's question?
What is Nuala's question?
for the professor.
Oh,
Okay.
So she will search the ship and then end up knocking on the professor's door.
Come in, please.
Hey, Professor.
Oh.
Uh,
Anna.
I had a question about something you said yesterday.
Sure. What's up?
You said that since you had joined this group, that we keep running into things everywhere we go. I'm assuming you're talking about like the fights and all the problems that we've come across, and it has been fairly constant, but with the exception of the time that I've spent crossing the ocean, that has been normal. Is that not normal?
He'll gesture for Nuala to have a seat, and he says, it depends on your definition of normal. It's been my experience. I've spent plenty of time traveling and doing things on my own, teaching, traveling. I've been around for a while, and I guess to be more direct, no, not really normal. I've not run into this sort of thing until running with this crew.
So what is normal then?
He crosses his arms and is like, well, are you looking for normal as in non-adventuring types? The average person just going from place to place minding their own business, or normal for people who chase danger and seek to make a difference?
I guess both.
Well, for the average person who just does their own thing, lives their lives, doesn't seek to make a name for themselves, doesn't seek to change the world, meddle in other people's affairs, it's pretty peaceful. You do your thing, you go to bed, you wake up, you do the thing again. people, I guess normal people, don't really run into these types of problems. If at all, it's very few and far between. But the life of the adventurer is a little bit different. I wasn't an adventurer before I met you. Not to say that my life wasn't full of adventure, but I didn't run into battles and combat wherever I went. Trouble didn't find me every time we sit down for a spell. Never been threatened for my life. I've never had to fear for the lives of my friends.
I'm guessing the majority of people don't do things like we're doing right now.
He chuckles a bit like, no, most people don't. We are on a very distinct quest. And Nawala, you have to understand that you're a very distinct person. And I really hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, and I do not mean any offense by this, but the people who show up and who just happen to be in the right place at the right time, those people are infatuated with the idea of getting to you, you joining them, rather reclaiming you. It almost feels like you're something that should be with them, someone who should be with them, part of their group. So if this happens to you a lot, that might be the reason why. And all the more reason why our quest is an important one, because just imagine if we had to get to the bottom of this and sort all this out, whatever that looks like. You can do anything you like. You could go anywhere you want. You could travel. You could stay in a place like Summercall. You could play a game. You could travel the world, sail the seas, anything you like. And the only thing you have to worry about is whether or not you're going to fall over the edge of a boat, or drink yourself into a stupor, or get a bellyache from eating raw chicken.
If you were to guess, how many people in the world, like a percentage, are adventurers?
He just kind of leans back in his chair and takes a good, long sigh as he thinks really hard. And he kind of looks up at the ceiling and bites his lip. He's like, oh, I haven't seen the entire world. And I can only really base this on from where I come from, where adventuring is an actual vocation people aspire to. But I would say a reasonable estimate, based on all the places I've been, that adventurers might make up maybe 1 to 5% of the total population.
Nuala slowly nods her head, like she's trying to wrap her head around this.
What are your thoughts? Sorry, go ahead.
It doesn't seem like anyone in our group woke up one day and said, I want to be an adventurer.
Yeah, it seems like in this part of the world, adventuring is more of a calling or a circumstance. Very few people just decide they want to go out and make trouble for themselves. But maybe that's what makes adventurers so extraordinary here. People like the Thorns of the Black Rose, who decided against staying at home, getting a mundane job, but rather travel the countryside, see the world, and all in the name of stopping something that could threaten that mundane way of life for the other people. It seems fate has put us in a similar position. If you believe in such a thing.
I don't know if I do or not. I want to say no.
You know,
But what I do know is that this way of life has been normal for me for the short time that I've been here. So I don't know what I would do if things suddenly changed and I didn't have all of this to worry about.
he nods a bit, says, well, perhaps you have the calling of the adventurer in it yourself. Sure, you're here not on your own choice, but because this is kind of what you've been thrust into. But imagine doing this because you choose to do it. Where you can appear when things are going badly and help the people who need help. You're just a force for good, rather than a reactionary force for people who pursue you. Am I being morbid? Try not to be. After
No,
today, I just been thinking about how to phrase my words a little bit better and often forget that the company we all keep aren't from the same places, not the same ages, all have varying degrees of experience. We've shared so much together that it's hard to remember that there's more to our lives beyond Crystal Cove.
where are you from again, Professor?
It's the place that I call home, or what place that I was born. Both of them are in a continent far, far away called Ekron.
Maybe you can show me Ekram if life calms down enough.
He smiles and nods and he's like, it'd be my pleasure. You know, Jade is interested in joining the academy back home. Perhaps Academy of Sorcery might be something you'd be interested in.
Perhaps. I'll give it some thought.
He nods. But did I answer your questions? Does that help at all?
You gave me some perspective. Thank you.
He nods and says, anytime. And it's tough not to become jaded by the things that we've seen. So I'm sorry if I scared you at all.
No, you didn't scare me.
Good. Here. Something to enjoy for the rest of the trip. And he slides over like a little tiny takeout container of ranch dressing.
Emotional support ranch dressing.
Thanks. I'm gonna go to the galley and find some stuff to dip in the ranch.
Don't try apples. I tried it. It's not good. But I mean, you could try it. You maybe you might like it, but it's kind of gross.
I might have to make my own conclusion.
There's a keen mind for you.
And Nuala will leave.
Cool. Good. Well, we ran a little over. It's 11:18, but I do have one thing that I want to leave you with before we break for the evening. As the ship continues to sail on towards Weyburn Port, a fog begins to roll in. Suddenly, it comes rolling across the water, and it is wide and covers a large surface area of the water. As the fog begins to roll in and start to kind of spill over the edge of the ship, kind of engulfing the Corvus within it, you can hear the sounds of gulls that have been following overhead, that have been just kind of flying about as gulls tend to do when they see ships on the water looking for a meal. But as the cries of the gulls uh, go on, and as the fog begins to grow thicker, rather than the cries of gulls, they become the screeches of crows.
You motherfucker!
Little fuckers.
Damn it.
Oh, that was
Blood
dirty.
contact, you guys.
And that's where I will leave us for the evening.
Jade and Narco are just gently making out on the ship, and this fog rolls in. We had a wonderful moment, and this fog rolls in, and now the gulls turn into crows. You whore!
Jar Jar, Doom.
Doom. Char
Zoom right into the bag.
Follow the shrimp into the bag, Char Char. Go.
Follow the shrimp in the
I like
bag.
to imagine that's like, you guys have seen those little backpacks for cats that have like the little porthole that they can stare
Oh,
out of?
yes.
I imagine
Yep.
the bag is exactly like that. Like they get into it, they shrink down, and they're just in there and they're just staring out. God, that's funny.
Man, a lot of feels this session.
Yep.
A lot of stuff going
Right?
on. Thanks for
Who would have
hanging
thought
on.
who would have thought the fun pirate session would have been the deep emotional connection
Right?
that everybody freaked out about?
So thanks for hanging in a little late. Uh, good time. I hope y'all enjoyed the beach day episode, which some
Yeah.
towns are just regular old towns. You know, it happens.
That's bullshit, and you know it.
I can honestly and truly say there was nothing in this town. Unless
Fine.
you started some shit with the pirates.
We're gonna come back to this town and find it razed to the ground by like a ocean-dwelling kaiju.
Nope.
Giant crab.
I'm gonna tell you right now, a bomb's gonna go off, the world will explode, and the only thing left will be Summercall. You know why? Because the pirates are protecting it.
I will take nominations for awards tonight, but I do have some nominations myself for Professor and Nuala. That scene at the
Oh,
end
yeah.
right there was really, really thoughtful. And I think Yuki had some strong moments herself too, with kind of
For
now
sure.
seeing her start to kind of struggle with her self identity a little bit.
Yeah. I think all three of them should receive an inspiration.
I second that.
Oh.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, you.
All right, I'm down for a
Take your
three-way.
containers of ranch for all of you.
Did you seriously just say I'm down for a
Down for
three-way?
He did. He absolutely did.
Yeah.
I'm
Jesus
gonna let
Yes.
you know.
Never had a three-way
Reggie
before?
definitely did.
Reggie definitely is down for a
Reggie
three-way and wants that to happen.
He told
Jesus
everyone
Christ.
about the three-way.
Reggie's told every single person about the three-way,
Everybody.
and every single person has gone, I don't have the heart to correct this statement. I know I should, but I also kind of want to see where it's going. And that just keeps happening.
Oh no, some of us went, wait. Let me figure it out. This is gonna be great.
Yep.
That was my character. My
Point
character's the
remains.
asshole.
My character's the asshole. I love it.
But so fun.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Damn
my
it! I've been
god.
muted this whole time.
Oh
Quick,
No!
rewind
I was-
time. Go back.
I was yelling. Reggie fucking invited his parents to watch the three.
Yeah,
Yes, he did. Yes, he
We're
did.
gonna have a three-way. You want to come watch?
And they did.
Jesus.
And they did.
And he did.
We absolutely need like a one-shot Secret Wars thing where we all bring characters from any campaign we're in and just call it three-way.
Oh, so Serafina will just be there. I got it. You're good. I got you. Don't worry. You went so high, your mic
Yep.
cut out.
That would be Pebbles, because Pebbles does that.
Amazing.
Alrighty, I gotta go. You guys have a good night.
Love you.
Good
night.
Night, darling. Love
Bye.
you. I am also going to be hitting the hay.
Well, I mean, you can hit hay and still hang out.
That's true. I
Ben.
don't see anything wrong with this statement of fact.
Ben.
Come on.
Listen,
they've been 12
At
minutes
some
longer.
point, you will just accept that you need to stay later.
He's not gonna let you go, my
I
dude.
know. That's fine. I'll just run away. I'll just Irish goodbye it. I just won't be there all of a sudden.
You're
I
just
don't
gonna
think
pull a
that's how it
devil.
works.
Yeah.
Just okay, bye and hang up.
Right?
Otherwise, I don't let you leave. That's true. And I apologize for nothing. So
I always say goodbye. I just need to hit the end call button quickly before one of you says something that drags me back into the conversation.
which happens a lot.
Yeah, occasionally you say bye an hour before you actually hang up.
That's true. Because then we start talking about
Because I wasn't quick
that
enough.
thing.
They weren't fast
Exactly.
enough.
Look,
Good Lord.
everybody knows their strengths and weaknesses here. And one of the strengths of me is keeping you all on the phone longer than you intended to be. And I don't apologize for that. Your camera's on, so you're sticking around for at least a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's locked in for another 15 minutes minimum.
Yeah,
15 minutes at least.
I win.
she's gonna
At
stick
least
around at least for us to say penis and close off the video.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, fuck, we're still going?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I
penises,
thought
I'll be right back.
I don't know why I thought we ended already.
Every time.
Every
I
time.
linger.
I've been trying. We try to end the session with what did we learn today, but that doesn't always happen. But what did we learn
should
today?
probably just end the session on let's get inspirations, and then that's the end of the session because that's the thing that we do.
Feels
But
very
no,
abrupt.
we continue on like this.
It feels very abrupt.
It does. So what did we learn today? We learned that psychological trauma manifests itself in peaceful moments.
We learned that ranch smells burnt.
Ranch smells like burnt. This is coming from someone who actually likes ranch, but if you were to smell ranch, it's awful.
Smells like burning.
I disagree. I don't think ranch smells awful.
If you put your nose like to it and it's just ranch, it's bad. If it's on stuff, it's fine. Dispersed. Also in a warm vial out of the professor's pocket.
Oh no. Nope. We
So
learned that
that's also what we learned. Are we
Ren
still
can
recording?
handle their freaking appletinis.
Ren likes appletini.
Yeah.
We learned that Ren's got a good alcohol tolerance for appletinis.
Ren's got the tolerance. Devil's broken.
I had a terrible idea.
What?
Are we still recording?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. Say your terrible was on the call forever.
Yeah, well, it's first Sunday. I'm just imagining Thavri standing at the gates of the orchard, ready to fend off the fierce invasion as just a horde of centaurs rushes towards her.
Yep. That's exactly what happens.
The kobolds are there to help because they also want them. Yeah.